fought the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Solve content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil. You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilantes calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Promise lost in Nintendo's dream, delusional faith blinded by the gleam. Defends every flaw like it's a sacred cause, but his blind devotion's just breaking laws. Player SS brings no honor or pride, throws family shade when he's running to hide. No integrity, just bitterness and spite, but the vigilante's here to set it right. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Cast guys, fake words can't hold the line. Sony fanboys smoke, but his reviews don't shine. Switch for shields, the corporate game, selling hype and spin while we call out the shame. Dark trays and Nintendo fanboys like on repeat, says the same old lines like a broken beat. Recycling words, no fresh insight, but we break through the noise and bring the fight. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. If you're tired of fake, if you're done with the spin, join the fight, let the real talk begin. We're here for the truth, no need to hide, so make sure to like and subscribe. I'm the angry vigilante here to fight the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Solve content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil. You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Promise lost in Nintendo's dream, delusional faith blinded by the gleam. Defends every flaw like it's a sacred cause, but his blind devotion's just breaking laws. Player SS brings no honor or pride, throws family shade when he's running to hide. No integrity, just bitterness and spite, but the vigilante's here to set it right. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Cast guys, fake words can't hold the line. Sony fanboys smoke, but his reviews don't shine. Switch for shields, the corporate game, selling hype and spin while we call out the shame. Dark trays and Nintendo fanboys like on repeat, says the same old lines like a broken beat. Recycling words, no fresh insight, but we break through the noise and bring the fight. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. If you're tired of fake, if you're done with the spin, join the fight, let the real talk begin. We're here for the truth, no need to hide, so make sure to like and subscribe.
Hello, everybody. How is it going? We got Vetful Zexel. Good morning, Vigilante, and everyone in chat. Good morning there, Vetful Zexel. We got PokeFan. Hey, good morning. Good morning to you too, PokeFan. Good morning to you, Hyperstar Cage. How's it all going? Now, I do have a big announcement. Polyscape from that game Makokorium let me know how amazing of an early access they had. The game was trending on Twitter, and they wanted to thank everybody who supported it. And they sent me 3 free Steam keys that I'm going to randomly give away next week on the live stream. So just letting everybody know, make sure you show up next week and you can win yourself a free game of Makokorium. Good morning there, Gameplay with Joe. How's it going? Another stream I made it to. There you go, Draconic Darkness. Welcome. How is everybody's beautiful morning going? I hope everyone got their coffee. We do got some salt to get through. And surprisingly, it is not all Player Essence. There's only one video from him. For the most part, he was actually really good last week. I know that's shocking, but he was good for at least, but there's enough for one video. But first up, we got good old Harmon Smith.
So right now, we're seeing a lot of concern trolling about the upcoming Direct. I'm seeing a lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot of concern trolling going on. What the hell are you talking about? What we got a lot of is people sitting here spreading these fake leaks around, trying to hype up the community and like they did last year, which I will give Harmon one thing. You know, one thing Harmon does not do, he does not sit here and run on that hype train. He does not sit here and spread around all those fake leak directs. He wasn't one of them that was doing it when Woods was doing it last year, and he hasn't been one that's been doing it this time. So I will give credit to where it's due.
A lot of people make statements like, oh no, Nintendo has to hit it out of the park with this Direct.
Oh, thank you so much there, the Pulsar Legend 64. Good morning. I really like your channel. Thank you so much. Yes, there is ads, Draconic's Darkness. If I don't put on the ads, then YouTube doesn't like promote the chant or the video. They don't push out the video into the algorithm, so I have to put on ads. I'm sorry. Good morning there, DBZ Nation. My chats don't show up. Yeah, they do. Little guy, Franny123. They just showed up now. Salute to you too, DBZ Nation. All right.
Otherwise, YouTubers won't take them seriously. Like, nobody cares about, or should care about, what some weirdo on YouTube has, or Twitter has to say about anything, okay? Like, I don't care what Arlo thinks. I don't care what
Oh, yes, you do. That's why you're constantly reacting to him. You literally did a reaction on your live stream last night to Arlo. So yes, you do care what he says.
RGT thinks. I don't care what.
You definitely care what RGT thinks.
But like, Nintendo.
Come on, say there like, you go. That's right. You say Daddy Nintendine's name. You put some respect on that name.
Them can get bent. Okay, those guys need to just fuck off.
Harmon, there is no need for that language. You are better than this.
I am tired of seeing them. I am tired of hearing their voices. We are at the point now.
You know, you don't have to watch them. Harmon, if you don't like them so much, stop watching them. There are those 3 dots where you can hit don't recommend.
Where people in my community genuinely believe that Nintendine and Arlo are the same person. Okay.
I will admit, I finally watched an Arlo video the other day, and I'm actually those voices are very similar. It makes me wonder if they really might be the same person. Even though Nintendine says that he's not Arlo, they do sound alike.
Like, you really can't tell them apart. They have the same nasally voice. They complain about Nintendo incessantly. Like,
I mean, there are many people that complain about Nintendo. That don't mean they're the same person. But let's just say if they are the same person, it makes no sense to have 2 separate channels doing like the same content. It just there's no point in it. Like, what's the point?
You never see them on screen. Like, Arlo doesn't even do the puppet anymore. Like, you just see them.
What are you talking about? He just did in his latest video, didn't he? He reacted to it.
Like, have the same talking points and do this thing. Like, I don't know, guys. I don't think Nintendo knows what they're doing anymore. Like,
I don't think anybody thinks they know what they're doing.
It is a complete farce. Like, Nintendine tried to produce a video today saying that it was more profitable to be positive towards Nintendo around the time that the Nintendo Switch 2 came out. And
It was. It wasn't until well after the Switch 2 launch. It wasn't until after that partner showcase where it started getting more profitable to do what you guys love to call the negative stuff, which it had nothing to do with it being negative. It was that we were being honest. That was the whole reason. But yeah, before that, it was profitable, not for you. I mean, it still isn't profitable for you, but it was profitable for many of the other people. Look at Player Essence, look at Nintendo Prime. They were perfectly fine with all the views they were getting.
I had a good chuckle at that. You know, I was Knuckles the Echidna for a minute there. And I was
oh, were you the guy from Goonies? Did you do the truffle or the chuckle or what is it called? The chuckle shuffle or tuckle, whatever. You know what I'm talking about from the Goonies.
I was having a good chuckle and chuckling like Knuckles. So like this guy just puts out the most delusional, insane, out there takes imaginable, and just tries to pass them off as if they're serious. Like, oh yes, these Nintendo YouTubers, they were positive towards the Switch 2 at first, but now they've turned on it because
some of them have. Arlo was pretty positive until he got fed up with the crap. Nintendian was positive until he got fed up with the crap.
Like,
I've always been the same. I've been open and honest about everything. When they do something good, I will support them. When they do something bad, I'm going to blast them.
They're just grifters, and it's just like, no, they were always critical towards Nintendo. They were always critical towards the Switch 2. They've always had these kind of beliefs about the release schedule. Like, you know, like, and again, this is the thing we've been seeing a lot of, right?
Harmon, you really got to move that mic closer to your mouth. What you need to do is turn the gain down, move that mic closer to your mouth, and it will sound so much better. You have a very good mic. You have a Shure. That is a good mic.
You keep seeing these people insist that there are no games on Nintendo hardware, that nothing is coming out, that like everything is...
Nothing major's coming out. No matter how much you want to be, Tamagotchi Life is not a major IP. Well, actually, I take it back. That one actually is. I forgot how much is sold on 3DS. But Pokepia, not a major IP, regardless if it has the Pokemon name on there. Same thing with the Yoshi game. Same thing with Fire Emblem. Those are not major releases, Harmon. There is no massive new major release for the Switch 2 this year so far.
Is like failing, or that like everything is underperforming. And then you look at like the reality.
It underperformed the holiday. That is a fact, Harmon.
Of the situation. And what you see is that like Nintendo's killing it. You know, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment did 1 million units. You know, perfectly.
Okay, there are many games that did 1 million units. Oh, I got a $20 super chat from Awesome Boss. Nice try, Angry Vigilante Show, but you can't hide that amazing music from me. Alrighty, what song do you want there, Awesome Boss? Would you like the usual channels, the one about Harmon, Newcomb Nintendo, Horn Hellfire, Player Essence, Desire, Switch Addiction? We got the Game Bird Classic, we got Zoo. Which one do you want? Let me know.
Serviceable for a Warriors game, right? Actually, that's pretty good for a Warriors game. You know, you get like Kirby Air Riders, which done really well. Bonanza, you know.
Harmon, you don't even know how well that game has sold. Stop the cap. Bonanza, yes, Bonanza did sell well.
Mario Kart World, over 10 million units. Like, again,
yes. Do you know how many were given away for free? How many of them were bundled in, Harmon?
Again, the entire cope that like the Switch 2 sold poorly this holiday season has.
All right, Awesome Boss. I will play Harmon. Since we are listening to Harmon right now, I will play Harmon.
Been debunked at this point. And yet you have these guys coming out and making their like insane talking points, trying to say that like the console is failing or that people are like apprehensive about this. Like, and I do think this is what.
No one is saying that it's failing. Who, you like talking about Arlo, Nintending, even throw me out there sometimes. When are we saying that the thing is failing?
What needs to be said at this.
We got Harmon Smith, Player Essence, Desire, Switch Addiction, or anything you want to choose, really. All right, we will do Harmon Smith, and we will do Player Essence after that. How about that one?
Point, okay, because you're going to see this happen, like no matter what happens in Nintendo Direct. Nintendo YouTubers are going to complain no matter what, because that is their literal job. That is their literal job. Okay,
that I actually agree with you. Unless they get a new Zelda or a new 3D Mario shit. They need a new Zelda and a new Mario in the same year. Then you won't hear that many complaints. Well, let's say we get a new Mario. You're going to hear the Zelda fans complain. If we get a new Zelda, you're going to hear the Mario fans complain.
They will cry about Nintendo. They will whine about Nintendo. They will hyperventilate about Nintendo.
Harmon, a few days ago, you were complaining about Nintendo because of the Tamagotchi Life game. Now you're starting to backtrack because you don't want to have the negativity. And then he had the audacity to be like, oh, I know that the negative videos are doing better because my videos are doing dramatically better. My guy, you went from like 300 views to 500 views. Okay, let's not act like that's dramatically better here.
They will scream about Nintendo until they're blue in the face. You know, they will run blogs.
What's up there, that PlayStation Gamer? How's it going, man? PlayStation Gamer, man, you got to start putting out more content, man. Harmon's waiting for your reactions.
That no one reads for 20 years, trying to gaslight you into thinking Super Mario Bros. 3 was the last good Nintendo game ever made. You know, like these guys.
Who's saying that Who is saying that the Super Mario 3 was the last good Nintendo game ever made? There have been plenty of good ones after that. The Xenoblade games alone are the best.
Are so desperate to try and paint this narrative that like the Nintendo Switch 2 like doesn't have a lot of exciting upcoming games. You know, like
they have some exciting games, but they're not like these major system sellers.
And it's just like, even if you look at the release schedule now, okay, like you have like so many things to look forward to. You know, Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, Monster Hunter Stories 3. You got Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi Life, which again is way bigger than most people realize. You know, you have like all these banger titles, and
yes, you got some good titles coming out, but they're not system sellers.
The reality that the Nintendo Direct could literally drop like whatever, you know.
That's completely irrelevant. You don't know what they got cooking. We should not base everything on a what if like that. We have to base off of the facts that's at hand at the moment.
Like you have so many people like trying to say that like, oh, they don't have any games, nothing is good, I don't enjoy anything because I have no soul.
Well, there's not that many games. That is very true, Harmon. You need to understand the Switch 2 is a primary first-party device. No matter how much you want it to be the secondary device, or I mean, it's not a primary yes, it is a first-party device. Majority of people pick up a Nintendo console for the first-party games, not for the third-party. Those are just bonuses when they pick up those ones.
Like, I don't enjoy anything other than porn and gacha games, you know. Like, you have these guys seriously sitting there, like, damage controlling everything Nintendo does. You know, we've had
Mario, I like how you and Nintending are one of the more calmer guys and are more humble. When I do my long videos, I do try to do that. Now, when I do reactions, I will admit, Mario, I do sit here and get a little triggered sometimes. And that is okay, PlayStation Gamer. Yeah, I've been slacking, my bad. It's all good. Hey there, Coffee Don, and thank you all so much for being members. I appreciate it so much.
like 2 directs in the past couple of days, right? We had the Mario Direct, Mario Galaxy Movie Direct, which was great. That was, you know, plenty of stuff to talk about. And then we had like the Tomodachi Life Direct, which is coming up soon.
Which honestly, both directs were completely pointless. I'm honestly thinking about doing a video on how Nintendo is watering down their damn directs. Because there was no point in having even though I did enjoy the trailer for the Mario Galaxy, because I'm excited to see the movie, but there was no point in doing a direct for that. They didn't explain anything, break anything down. They literally just released a 5-minute trailer. They didn't have to do a direct for that. Even for the Tamagotchi Life, I think they would have done better just releasing that as an overview trailer than doing a direct, because again, they weren't going over anything. They weren't explaining nothing. Usually in directs, they at least go over stuff and explain stuff.
So like we have 2 major directs, right? And like the narrative right now,
they were not major directs. Stop the cap. General directs are major directs. Those were 2 pointless directs.
now is that like, oh, I don't care about that. You know, I don't care about Tomodachi. I don't care about the Mario movie. And it's just like, at a certain point,
I care about the movie. I don't care about the Tamagotchi Life.
You have to just kind of acknowledge that, like, what exactly did these people want? Because it can't be a Mario or a Zelda game because we've already gotten, you know, titles associated with those brands.
It doesn't matter. When people say they want a Mario game, they want a full 3D game, a new 3D Mario. That's what they want. Zelda, I mean, They always want Zelda. That's nothing new.
You know, it can't be like, you know, mature oriented games, because we're getting plenty of those, you know, day and date with other consoles.
No, you're not. You didn't get the Borderlands 4. That got pushed out. It was supposed to be day and date. Only one game can I recall where you got day and date. Well, I mean, you got some of the JRPG stuff that was day and date, but when you're talking about like the major AAA stuff, like the mature ones that you want to act like are mature, you know, you got Chronos: The New Dawn. That was it. Yeah, you're supposed to get Resident Evil 7, but that can, or not Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil Requiem, and that can get pushed out though. You never know. It could get delayed.
You know, it can't be like, you know, this or that, because there's plenty of things on the console already. Like the Switch 2 is already a success, and what we're seeing is people in denial about it. People who will scream until they're blue in the face that there's nothing to play on Switch 2.
Harmon, when people say there's nothing to play on Switch 2, is because they're looking at the first party games. The first party lineup has been kind of lackluster this year. You had a lot of mid games that just weren't either good, or they just didn't sit here and have the quality to justify those prices.
That it's a complete failure of a console, and that there's nothing that.
Who is saying it's a complete failure, Harmon? Never seen Arlo say it's a complete failure. Never seen Nintendo. All the people you love to point out. Never once have I heard them say it's a complete failure. I know that Nintendo said that it failed for the holiday season, which is a fact. They did.
There's like nothing to look forward to, and like they're literally announcing things every month. You know, like there's literally like announcements on Twitter right now. They literally.
No, there's not. But are you talking about the leaks? Is that what you're talking about, Harmon? But no, the Super Mario Wonder, people are not excited for it. It's overpriced. It's a ripoff, plain and simple.
Literally just patched in new content for Donkey Kong Country Returns. You know, they just gave.
That was the bare minimum that they should have had at launch. Now, the upgraded visuals, I understand they couldn't really do that, but everything else they did for the game, they should have already had.
Kirby Air Riders a new Grand Prix mode.
And after charging that abomination of a $60 price for just a port, that's the least they can do for free.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's nothing to play. Like, there's plenty of stuff to play. You know, Splatoon 3 is getting a new update.
Yeah, not everybody likes Splatoon, Harmon.
Like, these games have stayed relevant over time. And that's my.
When they say they want new games, Harmon, they want brand new IPs. That's what they want. New games.
My problem with this, honestly, as someone who, like, you know, over the past like year or so has been streaming like 8 hours a day. Okay. You know, I've been streaming.
That's because you have no life, which I want to know how. Do you even make money doing that 8 hours a day? Honestly, I don't think I can do 8 hours. That would be rough. Doing an 8 hour live stream, I don't know if I can do it.
Streaming regularly, you know, playing my Switch 2 a lot. You know, my play hour time will attest to that. I've been playing a lot of Nintendo consoles. When you look at like my playtime on Switch 2, you know, like I'm playing all sorts of things. You know, I'm playing RPGs, I'm playing older games, I'm playing new games. You know, like I'm getting a lot.
Yes, we know you play a lot of older games. Oh, we got PokeFan with a $2 super chat. Here is my small contribution. You're welcome. Thank you so much, PokeFan. What song do you want? Do you want the regular theme song, the Harmon Smith, Nuka Nintendo, Horror Hellfire, Player Essence, Desire, Switch Addiction, Game Bird Classic, or Flipping the Switch? Which one do you want, man?
Mileage on my Switch 2. Like I put like 2,000 hours into this thing. Well, not quite 2,000. Probably a little bit less than that because the first half of the year. But like, you know,
2,000 hours, Harmon. Do you have a life? Do you ever go outside? That's a lot of hours in what, 6 damn months? Come on here.
Over 1,000 hours on this thing. Okay, playing my Switch 2. Okay, playing multiplats, playing Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives, playing like, you know, classic games. You
I think I may, if I'm lucky, and this isn't even just including the Switch 2, this is just including gaming. In the last 6 months, I might have put maybe 200 hours, and that's pushing it because I am way too damn busy to be able to sit here and put 2,000 hours into gaming for 6 months. You know, maybe back when I was a kid, I could, but I got a job. I have a wife. I can't play that much damn video games. That's too damn much, nor would I want to. That's probably why, Harmon, we're seeing that share barely holding up. I don't usually like to point out people's weight, man, but I'm getting a little worried about you. You really need to do something. That's not good.
Yeah, like, and again, like, when you put that much time into a console, like, for any reason, like, the entire
All right, PokeFan wants Hellfire.
narrative that, like, the console has no games becomes laughably stupid. Okay, like it doesn't make any sense at all. Because what these people have to do is that they have to downplay the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusives. You know, they have to downplay Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders.
People aren't really downplaying Donkey Kong Bonanza, and no one's really downplaying Mario Kart World except saying it's not really that good. But Kirby Air Riders, you don't even know how many that sold. You're guessing if it sold over 1 million. Even if it did, you do understand that 1 million isn't what makes Nintendo happy. Nintendo wasn't happy with Metroid Prime Remaster. I don't think they were happy with Mario and Luigi Brothership.
By saying,
and according to you, you always talk trash about Astro Bot on how much it sold, saying it barely sold.
they're too niche to be relevant. They're not a Mario and Zelda game. You know, they have to downplay the multi-plats because supposedly they aren't as good as other consoles, even though they are exactly the same. You know, they have to complain about the indie games. They have to complain about like classic older Nintendo games. They have to downplay the entire backlog of Nintendo Switch 1 games, many of which
they're not downplaying them, but no one's going to consider those Switch 2 games like you like to claim they are. They're not.
Are getting upgraded, better versions on Switch 2 with additional.
Hello there, Stephanie Browse. What's up, AVS? What's up?
Content. You know, and this is the situation we're in. Is that Nintendo has made all these banger moves, done all of these things to make this console incredibly successful and popular, and yet, like, we're seeing the community just in denial about it. You know,
who's in denial? About what, Harmon? Just because they don't glaze it like you do all the damn time? Harmon, my guy, you really need to do something. Either you need to sit here and diet, or you really need to sit here and go buy some shirts, man, because this is not good. You want to know it honestly, Harmon? When you're not, and I'm not trying to be mean, because not everybody is appealing to look at, but when you're not very appealing, you really should think about doing faceless content. I'm just saying that.
We are seeing them sit there and do the courage the cowardly dog thing, where they're just like, I don't like this. I want this. Oh,
how's that courage the cowardly dog? Usually, like being a coward, you don't say anything.
I don't want that. Like, you know, they are just looking for reasons to complain. And when you take that into consideration, when you really ask yourself, like, what exactly do these people want? The conclusion you inevitably come to is that there isn't anything you could possibly do to make these people happy. Because,
well, I agree, Harmon. You should understand this by now. You are close in age. You should know you can't make everybody happy. Let's be realistic here.
At the end of the day, what they actually genuinely want is for Nintendo to fail. You know, that's what they want. That's what.
Yes, I want Nintendo to fail enough to where they get humbled again. Don't want them to go like bankrupt and then they completely collapse. But I would like them to fail enough.
What they're looking for, that's what their content's oriented for. Like, there's nothing they could possibly do to enjoy Nintendo. They're too hyper fixated on like this image of like Nintendo being this evil company, and they don't want to support that.
They are being evil. They are being very greedy this generation.
Like, it's an image that needs to die, honestly. Like, they're.
Well, tell Nintendo to act right then, Harmon. They won't have to have that image. It's Nintendo's fault.
There's no reason to think that the Switch 2 is failing. There's no reason to think that
I agree. No one really is saying that it's failing. And there's a good thumbnail for somebody.
That the Nintendo Direct is going to be bad, or that like it's not going to be underwhelming, like that it's going to be underwhelming, or that there's not going to be a Direct. Like, everything we've seen from the community seems to indicate that like people are just spurging out about nothing. And that really does need to be said, is that, like, even if there's no Direct next month, right, so what? You know, like, nothing's going to change because there's still.
Well, there isn't going to be a new Direct well, there's going to be the partner showcase, but I seriously doubt there's not going to be a general Direct. But Harmon, like I said, the Switch 2, okay, is primarily a first-party console. People look at it as the secondary console. When it comes to third party, most people are going to buy them elsewhere. That's just how it is. Nintendo has not earned that goodwill for the third party yet.
Still plenty of games coming out. There's plenty of reasons to pick up Switch 2. There's going to be games later in the year. There's going to be a Direct later on down the line. So
of course, there's going to be a Direct later down the line. No one's denying that one. Come on, Harmon.
The idea that like Nintendo needs a Direct right now is laughably stupid, and
it does technically need one to make the core fan base happy.
Should be dismissed by everyone.
Oh, Harmon, we know you're not going to do it. You'll try, but you'll fail. Well, we are finally done with Harmon. Alrighty. Why don't we? What is going on? I thought I had you last. Apparently not. Oh, no. Player Essence is last. That's right. Alrighty. Let's get into the chats here. That is it for Harmon Smith. So let's scroll on up. Alrighty. We got Draconis Darkness. Yet another YouTube hot take. Exactly. Hit that like button, family. Yes, exactly. Hit the like button, please. The $80 Pikachu. No $80 Pikachu. What some weirdo has to say. Look who is talking, Harmon. I know, right? Okay, who's the weirdo? That would be nice. He's probably saying Nintendine or Arlo or them. Weirdo talking to the guy who hasn't taken a bath in weeks. Shit, I think that might be DBZ Nation. I think weeks. I think it's more like months. I think you're giving him too much credit. Denial. That's part of the grieving process. Yes, it is. Hyperstar Cage. Scammer Essence up next. Nope. I think he's going to be very last. Hello there, Shiverstar. Partner showcase again. Yep, that's what we're going to have. Well, this week, Hyperstar Cage. Nintendo is just not a good company anymore. No, they are not, Pokefan. They can get there. Truffle Shuffle. I believe that's it. The Truffle Shuffle. Yep, Hyperstar Cage. Nash Beedrill thinks. Oh, yeah. No, okay, I get it. Nash Beedrill thinks there might be a General Direct third week of this month. He actually never said third week of this month, though, XYO497. That is what Prime and the rest of them are pushing out. He says he does, like, he hints at a Direct happening, but I mean, if we're going to be honest, anybody can guess a Direct's going to happen this year. It doesn't even state when it's going to happen. People are just speculating and chasing to get views is all they're doing. Kind of been ports and third party. Very true, Hyperstar Cage. That ceiling still got water damage. He ought to fix that. I agree there, Mario. Can't believe we're starting with Harmon. I know, Shiverstar. There's actually quite a bit of Harmon. Harmon has been on a roll this year. Hell yeah, man. Oh, that was awesome, boss. There you go. My favorite new song is Player Essence. Those lyrics are just plain catchy. Yes, they are. Ventilate. Who's hyperventilate? The Player Essence song is pretty funny. Yes, it is. Yeah, I've been slack. Oh, I already read that one. I like how you and I already read that one too. Some Switch 2 are being bought at Walmart, but it's slower than usual. Sometimes they all disappear. People are mainly skipping the bundle. I can believe it. I really do believe it. Because now there's actually enough games. Before, that was the only game you really had to buy. I played Tamagotchi Life because I played it on my 3DS, but honestly, I prefer my PS5 console. Thank you. I understand. Who doesn't get triggered by these fanboys? Oh, that's very true. I have been more on the same level of State of Play, but even a State of Play still has more announcements or surprises. Exactly. The Switch 2 doesn't have that many good games out right now. Very true. They are scared to release their heavy hitters because after that, they have no secret tricks up their sleeve, so they better nail it with a 3D Mario, 3D Zelda, and Smash. Very true, awesome boss. Godspeed to text is freaking garbage. Yes, it is. Yes, thank you. And people are just dogpiling me and being annoyed at the pointless Mario Galaxy movie Direct is misleading. I agree. It was completely pointless. They should have just released it as a trailer. Noah 3 is out this week, Harmon. I have no interest in Tamagotchi Life with Noah coming out. There you go, N7. Didn't get dispatched day and date. Yep, that's true. You know what also sucks? Oh, autocorrect. Yep, that's true. Tamagotchi Life ain't pushing consoles. Nope. I don't think it's going to help sell the Switch 2. If it was a Switch 2 game, it might, but no, it's going to mainly be for the Switch 1. Even if there is a proper Direct coming soon, it'll be a bunch of farming sims for more than half the show and then end with a 3D Mario or something big deal. Very true. I would like a 3D Mario. I would like a new Zelda also. I'm hot for Tamagotchi Life yet. I feel like the Direct should have been an overview trailer. I get it. Hey, Shiverstar, if you like Tamagotchi Life and those are your type of games, more power to you. I just don't think it's worth $60 just by the visuals alone. Final Fantasy VII Remake is the best game on the Switch 2, which is a problem for Nintendo given their first-party history. Is that true? I'm trying to think of the rest of the games that are on there. Yeah, actually, I would probably say that one is the best. And yet we are expecting AI to be good. I know, right? It looks all right, but $60 is steep. Very true. Smash, nothing else. Yep. Well, Mario Wonder may be worth a rent if any of you guys have GameFly or find it used, but it's definitely not worth 80 on a snowball chance. I agree. Nintendo is like me, they're slacking a lot. It's okay, that PlayStation gamer. I kind of fell off Splatoon 3. I never had played a Splatoon game. Renting games will at least make Nintendo games more affordable. Facts. Good morning there, RV Novak from Utah. Good morning. We may roast you, Harmon, but yeah, health, that wrapped or warped wood y'all have on your roof is a problem. Very true. If you're gone, we're going to run out of context. That's true. Harmon didn't like Bonanza, and he's right. It is trash, but the only other games are Mario Kart and Metroid, so he's probably put 100 hours into those and 900 hours into old games. I guarantee he's put over 900 hours into the old games. Nintendo was never happy with Metroid. I'm honestly surprised it's still going. So am I. Astrobot, more people need to play this game. It's worth it. Take it from Angry Vigilante Me. I agree. I loved Astrobot. If you have a PS5, true. I agree. Astrobot, I love true. I would rather a game undersell and be amazing like an Astrobot than oversell and suck balls like Pokemon. Very true, that PlayStation gamer. I heard. Oh, wait. Did I? Oh, where did I lose it? Oh, damn it. Okay, there we go. That one of a few PS5 games that was automatic buy on Black Friday. There you go, Mario. If you try to make anyone happy, you make no one happy, including yourself. Very true. Oh, I know that he's I know what he referencing in Courage the Cowardly Dog. I haven't seen that movie or show in so long. $40 wasn't biggest sale in the world, but I didn't regret it. There you go. Got my coffee finally. There you go, PlayStation Gamer. You need your coffee. There is no reason to purchase a Switch 2 right now. I do agree with you, Shiverstar. Hey, sorry, I'm like, it's okay there, Wondered. Especially when you can play Tamagotchi Life on the Switch 1 as well. True. His gut is sticking out with, oh, you know it, man. That's bad. The man said Wii U outsold the PS4. Brah, you can't be this stupid. Exactly. There's something wrong with that guy. If Nintendo ever does improve, I'll be the first to say it. There you go. I heard there will be a state of play this month. Yeah, I think there will be. They all tend to do it around the same time. That's true, they do. I know based on past years' experience, they tend to do general directs within 2 to 4 weeks after partner showcases. Oh, yeah. Okay. I only remember last year. Last year was like almost a month, wasn't it? Yeah, because the partner showcase came out at the end of July and we didn't get the general direct until September. I just hope the new Tamagotchi Life is good. I was good too. It doesn't look like it's good. I'm excited for Resident Evil 9, so am I. Play what you want to play. Don't let haters ruin your good time. Exactly. Alrighty. Next, we got a new guy that I just found out. Gara reacted to him last night because I sent it to him. So I get to react to him now. It's my turn.
You can be me and I will be yours. You can live just like a star.
Come on, let's get on with it.
I'll take my sanity. You take the
Let's get on with it. We get it. You like Mario. And people say that my intros are long. How long of a damn intro are you doing? Jesus Christ. Jeez. How long? There we go. Okay, man, you gotta do something about that intro. That was too damn long.
What's going on, my favorite tree stars? It's your favorite redneck, Nintendo the Trap.
Yeah, that's more like a hillbilly. I'm sorry to tell you, man. You're giving you're kind of tarnishing Retrofusion's name there. He's known as the redneck Nintendo person.
All right, I never planned on making this video, guys. To be quite
Then why
honest.
did you?
And really, I'm just having a little bit of fun with it.
No, you're not. You're tired of it. That's why you want to do it. And you notice that it's getting other people views to sit here and do these topics. So that's why you're doing it.
It's not to throw any hate at nobody.
Yes,
I'm not trying to argue with nobody.
Yes, you are.
People might come after me after this, you know.
There might.
Say I'm defending Nintendo and
You
their
are.
prices. But this morning has been good. We got the new Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer. It was fantastic. Got to see Yoshi
Yes, the trailer was great. Just was pointless to have as a direct.
and Birdo and all that. And then yesterday we got to see a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff for the 40th anniversary, and it was fantastic. But I want to move on from that because
Really? There was no Dragon Ball in the direct, was there? Where's the Dragon Ball stuff at?
This video right here is about grifters. And normally I don't watch the grifters, okay?
Then why are you doing a video on them? If you don't normally watch them, why are you doing a video on them? And just so you know, you might want to title your video more than just grifters. Just saying.
Doing what Player S and OJ said, go down there, hit those 3 buttons, and
Oh God, you come from his community. This explains so damn much. I've already seen this video. You know I have, but
crap.
good. Oh, you know what? Hey, if you don't want to watch us, that's fine. But then why are you making content on us? When you make content on us, it's gonna come back. Well, you have to watch it. Well, you probably are watching our content. That's the only reason why you would be making this damn video. If you're so tired of us, why are you sitting here watching it?
While I was on here looking for reactions for Mario, I ran across a grifter. I don't know if he's a grifter. It's 8-Bit Eric.
That's the problem. I've heard of 8-Bit Eric. I know that recently they made a game after him. I don't know if he's an actual grifter or not, but you guys take any type of criticism as grifters. That's the problem. Even though you sit here and say you're calling us grifters, but apparently you're okay with OJ being a grifter. You're apparently okay with Nintendo Prime and them sitting here spreading around all these fake direct league crap and hyping up the community. Oh, you're perfectly okay with that kind of grifting.
But he's got this whole like thumbnail here talking about $80 games. This is a scam, man.
It is a scam. $80 games is a scam, and Nintendo's trying to normalize it.
Nintendo is scamming us, man. That evil company is scamming us.
They are. Those are the facts. Accept it.
I don't think Nintendo's scamming anybody, but
I don't recall anybody asking you what you thought, though.
honestly, I'm going to get into this, and it's not to get
Please
anybody
don't.
mad at me, but I'm just going to have a conversation instead of getting mad and throwing names and going back and forth. But I just get
My guy, you got to learn to speak up, okay? I don't even have the volume can't be that low. The volume's not even low. You just need to speak up. You got to sound more confident. You even said you've been on YouTube for a long damn time. You got to be more confident when you talk. You're literally sounding like how I was when I first started.
tired of seeing it, guys. I really do. But
Then don't watch it. Like you said, hit those 3 dots. There's no point. Trust me. Our content's not meant for you.
I got Mario Wonder right here. I got the case for Mario Wonder. I don't have this game no more. I had traded in back in the day because life happened.
My guy, it wasn't that long ago. Saying back in the day means a long time ago. Mario Wonder did not come out, but you kept the case, I guess.
I wish I still had it. But you got these right here. I only own like 3 Switch 2 editions. I own 3 of them. Animal
My guy, you sound like you're a major Nintendo fan and you did not have those games on the Switch 1. You wait till the Switch 2 to buy them?
Crossing, Tears of the Kingdom, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But 2 of these games
I cannot believe you paid $80 for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It is not worth it.
were $80.
No.
These 2 right here are $80. $80.
Overpriced.
And I'm going to explain why they're $80. I mean, because people really they want to go in here and grift. I mean, it ain't like.
It ain't a grift. Trust me. They are bullshit. It's bullshit. They're not worth $80. You could try to explain it all you want. You ain't going to make it any better. Honestly, you make it worse. My guy, you got to do something about that beard.
Yeah, it sucks they're 80, but there's a good, just think about it why they're $80.
No, there's not a good thing about it. Can you not form this damn word or something?
And then it makes more sense. I'm not saying it's fair, not saying it's awesome, but that's
When you sit here and say, oh, think about why it makes sense, then you're pretty much saying it's fair. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Because they could make it at $100 and you would still do it.
just the way things are. But this,
With that fucking attitude, of course it is. That's why you push back, you fight. Look what happened with Xbox. We fought back against it. We pushed back and we got them to drop the $80 price. That's what happens when you actually fight.
game right here is about to come out in March. There's going to be a Switch 2 edition of this one, and it comes with extra DLC. Meet up at Bella Bella Park. All right.
And the DLC don't look like it's worth more than $10.
This game's going to be 80, just like this one was 80, and just like Kirby was 80.
None of those games are worth 80.
And let's start right here with this one. You know why this one is $80? Because when this game dropped on the Switch 1, it was $70. For the upgrade, it's $10. That's what makes it $80. So
We get that. We understand that. And guess what? It's still a scam. It's still a ripoff. Do you understand Nintendo sold over, 22 million copies of Tears of the Kingdom? You do understand they made all their profit back on that game. Okay, they could sit here, bundle it with all the DLC and the Switch 2 upgrade crap and charge at 70. Guess what? They will still make profit. You do understand that, right?
if you want to have the full package with the Switch 2 logo and it all right here, you're basically getting everything. You're paying for the regular Switch game.
And you do understand in Japan, they're not paying $80. They're paying like $57 for the $80 games. You do understand that, right?
And the upgrade for 10. But if you got Nintendo NSO, you can have the original one and just.
And great. And that's so a reason to go get the NSO. Go pay a subscription for a $10 upgrade.
Get this one upgraded for free. You know, it comes with your prescription. This one right here comes with DLC. The DLC to this one's $20.
Which is not worth $20. And it ain't all DLC. Okay. You're also paying for the upgrade itself because you won't get the upgraded visuals unless you buy the DLC. Now, I will admit, Starcross World was actually fun. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't worth $70.
This game was originally $60. This right here.
And they could have sat there. They sold enough Kirby. They sold like over 5 million Kirby. They could have bundled that together, made it 60 for the Switch 2 edition, made it like a Kirby Definitive Edition. And guess what? They would have sat there, still made profit because they already made profit back on the game.
It's $20. It's up to you if it's worth it or not.
It's not up to anybody. The majority of people have already said it's not worth it.
But that's the way it is. That's why this.
No, it's not the way it is. It's because you guys condition everybody to accept that crap. Okay, you watch the people like Player Essence. You watch the people like Nintendo Prime. They sit here and both will sit here and say, oh, well, you know, it's just the way it is. What can you do?
This game was $80. I was going to use Animal Crossing, but no, it's not that much. It's like, what did I pay altogether? I think I paid about $70 for this one.
Yeah, still not worth it. It's overpriced. $50 at most.
But anyways, I'm not sitting here defending the $80 thing, but I'm just.
Yes, you are. You're watering down the conversation. You're making it seem like it's okay. You can sit here. You trying to explain why that it's $80 is going to condition people to accept that. Do you understand that?
Instead of getting on here and painting a picture that Nintendo's evil and they're, scamming you.
They are scamming you. They are evil.
Why don't we use our head? And it looks like.
My guy, why don't you use your head? Use that damn brain you're supposed to be thinking with. If you would actually do that, rub two neurons together and spark a fucking thought, you would actually know that those games are not worth it.
Like 8-Bit Eric here. He's been around for a while, But I guess you got to make that money on YouTube. You got.
Just like your homies there, just like Player Essence and Nintendo Prime that you love to watch. They all got to make their money somehow, right? That's why they're sitting here hyping up the community with false hope again. And this time it's on purpose. At least last year, they at least had an excuse that they didn't know that Beat 'em Ups was lying. This time they got no excuse whatsoever.
And one way to grab somebody's attention so they'll watch your videos because you ain't got nothing else to talk about. You ain't got nothing else to play or even talk about. You got to go straight to Nintendo because that's where you get the money at right now. Anything that has to do with crapping on Nintendo will get you paid.
Not really. There are very select few people that are getting amazing views because when they sit here and say, oh, get you paid, they're talking about getting tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of views. There were only a handful of people that were actually getting all those views. You do understand that, right?
And we've seen it, and they've seen it, and everybody's running with it, all these grifters.
And guess what? Except for OmniArc, most of them are not getting those views anymore. They're still producing the content, though.
But I'm going to tell you something.
No,
you got some options, and I don't want you to go and say, well, the people that are not in the know, the non-hardcore gamers going to the store are getting scammed.
They are getting scammed.
And I hate when somebody uses that. Like,
Of course, because you don't have no defense for it.
the casuals, they don't understand. So
They
they'll
don't.
buy it anyways. They don't know what Nintendo's doing. They know.
No, they
They're
don't.
stupid. I mean, we got the internet now. I mean, anybody can look up something and
Going off by your voice, the way you make it sound like you probably just figured out what the internet was a week ago.
learn about it. I don't understand why you guys are trying to paint this picture over their eyes that something's bad when it's not.
It is bad. $80 games is bad.
But anyways, let's get to it. This right here is $80. If you want to get
Yes,
the
we
full
know that.
package with Meet Up in Bella Bella Park, the 4K.
Yes, we know. We
60,
know. We know.
Whatever else is added to it. Yeah. If you want to buy it brand new, you're going to pay $80. But you know what?
shouldn't
You
have to.
options. If you
Oh,
already
let's hear
own
these
this game,
options.
all you have to do is pay for the DLC, which is $20.
You still paid $80. The game was even worth $60 though. Super Mario Wonder, no 2D game should be $60.
If you already have it. Look at the artwork in here, guys. They're beautiful.
Yes, it's beautiful. Get on with it, my guy. You like need to have a script or something. What is with many of you guys like Nukem Nintendo, like Harmon Smith? Why don't you guys have scripts to go off of?
If you don't have it, there is other options. Now,
Deborah Westbury, hey, Angry Vigilante, can I ask you if it's a wise decision to get an Xbox ROG Ally X like I should? I want your opinion. No, it is not worth it to get one of those Xbox ROG Ally X for over $1,000. Absolutely not there, Deborah. Hell no.
you can go on Google. You can search this game used. And you can find it between the prices of... The lowest I found it for was $30. So you can get this game for $30 up to $47 at the most.
Awesome. Guess what? Still doesn't change the MSRP of what the game is. You do understand that, right?
Now, if you go to Walmart and you buy this on the regular Switch, you're going to pay $60 for it because I know it sucks, but Nintendo holds its value, so it holds its games at the
Just because they refuse to drop the price doesn't mean they hold their value.
regular price for a very long time. Every once in a while, they'll have sales on the eShop where they drop it to about $40, but I'm never...
Yeah, and that's a fake sale. It's not a real sale. You do understand that it's only been recently with the last generation where this whole thing is like, oh, Nintendo holds their price. It's because they refuse to drop the price. When it came to the N64, the Wii, the Wii U. Okay, Super Nintendo, those games dropped in price.
never seen it go below 40. Only at like Black Friday, I've seen it go down to like 15. But you have those options. But really, that's not the problem. It's not the problem that this game is $80
It is a problem. But what is the problem then?
brand new. It's not the problem that casual people are getting scammed. What the problem is we're wanting to paint a picture that Nintendo is evil.
They are evil. You can sit here and try to defend it all you want. They're still evil.
And they're stealing your kids out of the bed at night and taking
No one is saying it. Now you're just sitting here jumping to the most extreme thing you can think of. Stop it.
them to a place and melting them down to make component parts for the Switch 2. I'm sorry, I had to throw that out there, but
Who is saying that? No one is saying that shit.
these grifters, they kill me, man. It's just like, and I noticed something about the grifters is they don't talk about nothing else but Nintendo. Let Microsoft or Sony.
That is not true. I know you know who I am. If you watch Player Essence, you know who I am then. And I don't just talk about Nintendo. OmniArc doesn't just talk about Nintendo. Nintendine had when he started his YouTube channel, it was a Nintendo channel. So it makes sense for him to talk about Nintendo.
Do something bad, you
Arlo started a Nintendo channel. So it makes sense for him to continue to do Nintendo stuff.
barely hear anything about it.
It's because you're not looking. Trust me, there are plenty of people in this community well, I'm not exactly part of the same community as Nintendo and them. I don't know what they would be considered, but if you're talking about salt content, there are plenty of people. Go look at Alex, go look at Gara the Rage, Klutzy, Joe from Seattle. They very little do they talk about Nintendo. They talk more about PlayStation and Xbox and like Battlefield and that kind of stuff. Way more. They talk way more about that stuff than they do Nintendo.
Because you can't make money off that because nobody cares.
I mean, oh no, it's Alex is doing perfectly fine talking about Steam. You do understand that, right? Let's look up Oh no, it's Alex real quick, shall we? Let me grab my phone. All right, found my phone, guys. All righty, let's look at it here. Let's look up Oh no, it's Alex, and let's just check here. Oh, not that one. Okay. Oh no, it's Alex. Steam is, well, that's his newest video. They crossed the last line. It's about Steam and them. Guess what? 65K views. Xbox ruined Nvidia's plan, 32K views. Steam is about to lose everything, 53K views. The high guard situation is insane, 48 views. This will not make you very angry, 37K views, and it has something to do with Steam and PlayStation. Another Xbox One, the Xbox Developer Direct exposed everyone, 31K views. Ubisoft just lost their minds and it shows 22K views. Nvidia is collapsing, the gaming industry is next, 80K views, and that's just in the last 2 weeks. When was the last time? Okay, it's been over 2 weeks that Oh no, it's Alex did a Nintendo video and it got 38K views, which trust me, I would love to get 38K views on a video. But that's the last one. That's one of the more of the shorter ones that he's done when it comes to the less amount of views. So saying like, oh, you won't get views on the other stuff, you're full of shit.
Everybody actually cares about Nintendo. Nintendo's awesome. It's popular. So
people care about Steam. People care about PlayStation. Yes, people care about Nintendo. Even people care about Xbox. Trust me, there's a market for it all.
you have to go after the big boy, you know?
Trust me, their hype is dying down. The reason why it appeared like that is because they just released a new console. So you're going to get more. I guarantee you, if PlayStation dropped a console right now, you would be seeing videos like crazy on PlayStation. Because that's whenever a console is at its most, where the hype's at its highest, is at launch. That's how that works, my guy. But the reason why it stayed like that for Nintendo, they kept making terrible decision after terrible decision.
To make your living, to keep you, to pay your rent and stuff.
Yeah, just like Player Essence, who you love to watch. He has to be disingenuous just so he can pay his rent.
I find it sad in this day and age that you can't just get on YouTube and find something good to watch.
There are plenty of things good to watch. I come across so many Nintendo videos where it's always pro Nintendo. You got so many people. You got Mike Odyssey, you got Botox Games, even Player Essence and Nintendo Prime. They do plenty of videos. Okay, when they're not sitting here running around with videos when it comes to the damn leaks and directs. At least Player Essence has cooled it down a little bit on that crap, but unfortunately Nintendo Prime hasn't.
It's all about, let me tear down your favorite game. If it's on Nintendo, let me tear down your system.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's plain and simple, man.
I mean, I don't understand why it bothers people that us Nintendo fans like our system. Like, we like our Switch too.
Go like it. When are we making videos on you guys blasting you for liking it? We sit here and blast you when you do stupid crap like this. None of us even knew who the hell you were until you made this video. You should have done your unboxing stuff. We weren't sitting here doing videos making fun of you for doing unboxing crap. If you like it, go like it. But you don't have to watch our content, man.
Switch 2, I think it's an amazing system. I think it's well
Awesome. You can think whatever you want. Doesn't mean we're going to sit here and think that too.
worth the $450
It wasn't.
that I paid for it.
Congratulations. We're so happy that you paid for it. We are so happy that you allowed yourself to get ripped off and be used to subsidize Japan's gaming market. We are so glad that you allowed that to happen.
Actually, it's better than that.
No, it is not. What it would be better at is 320, just like Japan.
I think it's well worth that $450.
No one asks you what it's worth. No one cares what you think it's worth, my guy. There was no point doing this video.
Hell, I bought the Mario Switch edition, so I got the 500.
Awesome. Good for you.
And I have not regretted one bit. I got Joy-Cons that don't drift.
Not yet. Hasn't been out that damn long. My guy, you really need to do something. We don't need to see this up close to your face. We don't got to be this close, man.
Been wearing these things out. You can tell right there.
Oh, God. Look how dirty those fuckers are.
Kind of the color coming off there. I'm wearing these out, man. I've been using these. I don't even have a Pro controller. I'm waiting on that Resident Evil one. But, I mean, look at this. I've had these since launch.
Awesome.
And these analog sticks are still good. These feel good to me. Had no problem like the first one. I can understand that, but there's been no drift problems.
Which is actually a good thing, and I am a little bit surprised on that one. Hopefully that continues.
Yeah. You can complain about the battery.
Yeah, the battery is pretty trash.
Yeah, the battery's bad. I mean, it only lasts for 3 or 2 hours with big games. But really, when are you ever going somewhere without a charger?
You shouldn't have to carry around the charger. That's the thing. See, all you're doing, instead, you sat here and said, oh yeah, you know, the battery's not good, doesn't last that long. You're like, oh, we'll just carry a charger. When you sit here and act like that, it literally waters down the problems. Do you understand that? This is why you guys get blasted so damn much.
I mean, and they make battery packs you can buy offline if you just search and give it an extra boost while you're out, you know? Yeah, it sucks. You got to buy more stuff to keep you going, but you got to do that with everything.
You shouldn't have to. That's the thing, my guy.
But I think the power on the Switch 2 is like at a sweet spot between.
Deborah Westbury, like, why are those controllers greasy, Angry Vigilante? Probably because he doesn't wash himself. He probably doesn't bathe.
You know, I think it's just, it might be a little bit, or it might be kind of close to the Series S, or it might be a little bit, or it might do stuff more. I don't know. But what I'm saying is they're bringing all those games over and they're running pretty good. And when they don't run good, they get a patch out and they fix it pretty quick.
I've heard some of the games haven't gotten patched out just yet. Did the Sparking Zero game get patched out?
Which is something we never got before. You know, normally if something was broke on the Wii U, they left it broke. They didn't try to pitch it. They didn't try to patch it or fix it. But all I wanted to do was I wanted to make this video to tell you that there is different options about going and getting these $80 games. It's
We all know about the different options. It doesn't change the MSRP.
coming out, and you know. And the thing about it is you don't have to go get them day one, guys. It ain't like Nintendo. You're acting like Nintendo took a gun to your head and told you, hey, you better buy this thing today.
But according to you, they hold their value. So guess what? Because Nintendo doesn't lower their prices, it doesn't matter if you buy it now or a year later, it's going to be the same price.
Just like the controllers, man. Like that little debacle that I heard, everybody going crazy over when they came out with a new colored controller.
I actually agree that the whole thing about the new color controllers when people were freaking out about them, I thought that was kind of stupid and ridiculous. Yes, I think $100 is a lot, but if you wanted the other Joy-Cons, they would be $100. Even though I saw completely pointless to change the inside of the color on them.
I'm sitting there, everybody's going like, and this is what got me the most about it. This is what irritated me. Cause, you know, I can understand the grifters or people like that doing that, but when I've seen actual Nintendo fans, like, I'm talking about real Nintendo fans. They say they're Nintendo fans.
I don't think you know what a real Nintendo fan is. Get on with it.
Complaining about this, like them just changing that color.
Well, it's a complete reasonable thing to complain about. They should have just changed the whole controller. They shouldn't have changed just the inside. It's pointless.
And now I'm sitting there, and then the color under there, I'm sitting there thinking,
can you get the fuck on with it already?
Say you're a Nintendo fan, right? And you actually thought that they were going to change the black.
That would have been better. That would have been more to the point.
Color. The reason these controllers look like this is to differentiate them from the Switch 1. That's why they're keeping this black.
You do understand that the controller is much bigger than the Switch 1. And you do understand that they have Switch 1 controllers that are black, right?
And changing just this color.
And no, the reason why the inside is a different color is so you can know the difference between the right and left one.
Now you can go these places and order and change this shell to any color you want. But for in
Oh, great. Just spend more money. Why don't you?
the store, I mean, use your brain.
Why don't you ever use your brain?
In the store, you know, because you guys wanted to go on back in the day. Now, what I'm getting to right here is this is what makes me mad. Is when I see Kid and Krista or Nintendo.
This is why it's important to have a damn script, my guy. Get on with
There's
it.
Kid and Krista. They used to work for Nintendo. So when they do stuff like this, it makes me question them. You know, Gaming Splay does this. I mean, they'll paint a picture here just to get a little bit more views because that's how they get paid. I don't like seeing that. Because if you're a real Nintendo fan and you ain't stupid, you would have known that's what they did. I mean, you would have used your head. Now, I've seen that back in the day. This is the one thing that made me mad with the Wii U.
Oh, great. Now he's going to talk about the Wii U. Hold on real quick, guys. Hold on. Where is it at? Yes, flipping the switch, you could pop on. Because this guy's driving me crazy. Alrighty. Let's go to the Discord. Let's open up Discord. Discord. We're going to get flipping the switch on here. He is going to join us. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. Can everybody hear Zoo? Yeah, this guy's driving me crazy. And he's from Player Essence community too.
Where the hell did you find this guy? Like, holy hell.
I just randomly came across him because it was Tile Grifter, and I'm like, oh, great. I didn't even know he was part of Player Essence community. And then he starts going, I'm like, oh, crap. And then I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, my guy, if you like the games, but it's like you're complaining about the grifters. And then you sit here and say, oh, I hit that thing, do not recommend. Then why are you complaining about them?
Well, I thought this was a Salty Monday stream. I didn't know this was an ambient stream where you're trying to put us to sleep. Oh my, this guy talks so slow and
I know.
Holy shit, man. And again, it's nothing against him. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying that, man.
Oh,
I was an early YouTuber too, and well, you got to pick up the pace, guy.
But he's been doing YouTube for like over 10 years.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah, he's a little bad. He's a little bad. I rather listen to Harmon.
So this is like the Jeb Bush of Nintendo YouTubers, just some low energy shit. Then.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, I was about to end it right as you wanted to call it in because I was waiting for him to get to the Wii U part. But here, I'll spoil it for everybody. He goes on how he hates when people say that the Wii U looks like an accessory. He says that if you thought that the Wii U was a accessory to the Wii, then you weren't a real gamer. Is what he said. He said real gamers knew that it wasn't.
Yeah, I agree with him, but here's the thing about that. There's a lot of people that aren't quote-unquote real gamers, and what I think he means by real gamer is the obsessive freaks that don't wash their Joy-Cons like him. Like,
yeah,
that was why the Wii was such a monumental success, is it appealed to people beyond traditional hardcore gamers, and the Wii did not do that.
No, it did not. And then you looked at the box, you saw like the Wii thing, it was black, and the Wii was generally white, but you look back on the 360 around the same time, you had a white 360 and you had a black 360. So it was perfectly reasonable to think that the Wii U was an accessory.
If you're not in this world, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to keep in mind, most people don't follow games like we do, or like Player Essence does, or like they just don't follow it.
Oh, that's true.
So yeah, it's not. I would not be shocked at all if somebody came in and some soccer mom and is like, hey, do I need this new Wii U to play Mario Kart? Oh, I don't? Oh, okay, well, later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when I first saw it, because I wasn't heavily watching on YouTube, and I literally thought it was an accessory. It looked like an accessory to the Wii. The black thing looked just like a Wii.
already on my way out. Like the later years of the Wii were fine to gamers like me. We had a sequel to Mario Galaxy, which I didn't give a shit about. I was a 2D Mario guy. Then we had, what was it? Metroid Mobby Other M. Oh Mama, whatever that shit was. Then we had Wii Music, Zelda Skyward Sword. That was a disaster. Absolute butter and ham disaster. So checking out in like the later years of the Wii U. I came back for Xenoblade. And then when that system got that's a flop, man. That's a complete flop.
Oh, it was. You know, even though Harmon Smith did a video saying that the Wii U was more successful than the PS4.
On what metric?
Because he says that the games got reported.
What? I don't even know what that means.
Well, yeah, that's what he says. Even though I don't think he remembers that many of the PS4 games were also reported to the Switch. Look at how many times Last of Us has been remastered.
I just don't understand what he means by the Wii being a success. The company itself says the Wii U was not a successful console. It's from Nintendo themselves.
Yeah, he won't accept it
because of the thing. That and the 3DS, which was a disaster 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, Zoo, make sure you show up next week because I was given 3 free Steam keys for that game, Mako Corium, that I'm going to randomly give away next week.
I appreciate you give it to someone else, though. You know how I am with games. I'll pay for it. On your recommendation, I'll pay for it.
Yeah, I think it's worth it for $12, you know, but it's if you're into that type of game, that's the thing. You know, they're a simulator game where, you know, you play as these sea urchin looking things and you clean up the ocean. So if that sounds appealing to you, yes, it will be well worth the $12 for an early access game. Absolutely.
Sounds good. Well, I won't keep you, man. I just wanted to pop in real quick. I was marveling at this guy, and I'm just like, all right, well, get some pep in your voice and maybe talk a little bit faster and wash your fucking shit, man.
I would agree. I agree. All right, later, man. All righty, everybody. We are going to read off the channels.
Lately, we've been seeing
Oh, I ruined it for you guys. This is the one that I was talking about, Zoo, if you're still listening, where he sits. The next video is going to be of the Harmon. All righty, let's read off. I'm a little scared to read off your guys' comments now. Because, all right. No, let's go back. I agree. Their PlayStation Gamer cringe intro. Oh my God, so loud. Yeah, his intro is, but his damn thing, I know it's a long ass intro, and people say my intros are too damn long. Mine's only 20 seconds. Oh my God, pull the camera, exactly. Redneck, yeah, I think it's more hillbilly. He stole my crap. Oh, Retrofusion stole from you, Hyperstage Cage? Not the direct, it had its own live stream, the Dragon Ball stuff. Okay. Oh no, yep. If they make the exact same points, I'm jumping out the nearest window. I don't blame you. Oh boy, yep. I'm gonna do. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't watch it. Don't recommend it. There you go. See? Brought this video so aimless. I agree that PlayStation Gamer, it was bad. Oh my effing God. He bought the Switch 2 versions of Animal Crossing. Yes, he did. Bro's flexing his Nintendo Switch 2 consuming. Yep. But Kirby Star Allies is worth it, right? He probably would say yes. You can be a fan of Nintendo and still call them out. Exactly. This guy doesn't realize it. Yep. Even if you calculate import tax and stuff, it should have been 70. Even for that, I think that's too damn much. You know, Japan, they get their digital versions for $57. Even that is a bit overpriced, but it wouldn't carry the same scrutiny. That's true. You buying it is telling them that you're giving them the okay to keep doing this. Why don't you people have a spine? Exactly. You can buy this game finished, the DLC in a weekend. Maybe if you busy, do the main game for several hours more and turn it back in. There you go. Rent it. Yep, Mario, rent it. You Starfish. Who's Starfish? What is this guy's channel? I might do a reaction to him. It's called it is called the Nintendo what is it called? It's like Nintendo something. Let me look it up real quick. It is called. Where'd it go? Jesus Christ, I gotta go back I gotta go into that one. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to find out for PlayStation Gamer. It is Nintendo the Trap. That is who it is. Nintendo the Trap. Tech wasn't 70, was 65 unless you include tax, but still, yep. You know, the more I hear about this, I have a feeling Nintendo may be raising the price of the game key cards because it's expensive to keep a lock on our consoles. Oh, I better hope not. Let's not do that. All those games should be $50 or less by now. Nintendo is too money hungry to lower them down, and it makes me so mad. I agree. They need to be lowered down. Gameplay with Joe. Giving rednecks a bad name. Yes, he is, which means we might be paying them to control our consoles. Very true. False hope. Yep, they are giving them false hope. They're Wonder Red. Just rent the games. Holy shit, exactly. LOL, we got Steam on PC. We got plenty of games to play. Very true. I'm crashing out. I don't blame you. People like you is the reason why companies keep doing this. Exactly. Like, I want your opinion on it. Oh, I read that one. I miss Redbox machines. Oh, those would be nice. That should have been $50. I agree. I agree with Deborah. Yep. It's a good game, Super Mario Wonder, but it needs to be 50. I completely agree. Scripts, bad talking out of your ass good, but that's how they probably think. Oh, very true. Get a Steam Deck. Yep. You're there, Wooden's Throne. I think the Steam Deck's a little overpriced, man. Get a gaming laptop. It has far more RAM, far more processing power, and you can stream and do a ton of stuff with it. Very true. My guy, you pay $230 for 3 games. Have you lost your flipping mind? I don't think he cares. Like, plus tax is $64. Yep. They got a ton of processing power in those gaming laptops or PCs. Very true. At least a good gaming laptop earns that price. Xbox, no, I agree. Why would Nintendo drop the price? Nintendo can feed off of their stupid fan base for cash. That's true. Like, oh no, it's Alex and Fertanga that get everyone. Exactly. I literally have no idea why, who this guy is. Well, yeah, we just found out. I wonder Dreamcast guy knows a Dreamcast isn't made by Sony. I don't think he knows that one, to be honest. I always wondered why he was called Dreamcast guy. Player Essence still can't stop talking about Nintendo. No, he can't. Creepy close-up, exactly. How is the Switch 2 good? It runs old games better. New games are overpriced crap. Yes, they are. Filth, yep. I heard Switch 2 Joy-Cons can drift. I mean, I've heard of some people, but it hasn't been a widespread thing yet. Why are the buttons green? Oh, I already read that one. Oh no, videos criticizing my Nintendo. I'm so offended. Yep. So this dude was okay with the price hike of older software or older hardware already on the shelf, and now the new shipments. He probably is. Like, why are those controllers green? The battery's horrifying. Yes, it is. Oh, this guy. Yep. Chaos Resident. Yep. Kill me. No, we're not doing that. The Switch 2 is between a PS4 and Series S. It is not Series S level. Yeah, I agree. No, it's not about to be 60 or 80. Good morning, AVS. Good morning there, the real Charmander. Hope all is well. Just dropping in to say keep up the good fight. We need the truth more ever these days. Yes, we do. Thank you, man. Bro, the Switch 2 battery is garbage. Yes, it is. Man, it played for 5 hours. Yep. $100 controllers is crazy regardless of platform. I agree. The Switch 2 is a handheld is 5 hours. Mine, yeah, some of them. Some of them will last 5 hours. It depends on the game. Ugh. This guy is damage controlling for Nintendo. Garo did a video on this guy during his stream. Yes, he did. I sent it to him. Real Nintendo fans would criticize the company when they're being ripped off. Very true. They can even. All right, we're going to skip ahead a little bit because Jay Biggs, what's up, everyone? What's up? Who was that guy in the last video I just came in? Well, Jay Biggs, he's part of your community. He is known as Nintendo the Trap. My issue is not that customers, it was with Gaming Press that talked about Project Cafe for a year and a half before it revealed. What's Project Cafe? How is my Wii U still alive? I don't know. It was such a success that Iwata took a pay cut. Exactly. That is cool. You got keys to hand out. I'll definitely be here. Yep, I got 3 of them that I'm giving away because they sat here and the company's called Polyscape. That's the publisher. They were so impressed with how we were help pushing the game out. They wanted to say thank you, and they gave me 3 free keys to give away because the game ended up trending on Twitter, and it exceeded their expectations. And here we go. It goes to show what the real problem with Nintendo fan is. Very true. They act like they want you to buy it just because they wasted their money in it. Very true. All righty. Now we're going to get into good old Harmon, where he thinks that the Wii U won the console war. Hi, Angry Vigilante. I completely agree with every single video. Speaking the truth, I don't like how Nintendo is greedy, and I grew up with this company. Thank you very much there, Devil Mario. I'm glad that you enjoy the videos, and I completely agree.
Lately, we've been seeing a lot of historical revisionism regarding the Wii U, so it is high time that we...
My guy, if anybody's been doing historical revision, whatever you want to call it, that's you. You're the one that can't accept that it was a flop. Even just like Zeus said, literally Nintendo themselves said it was a flop. Everyone can accept it but you.
Set the record straight that the Wii U was a huge success, that it vastly outperformed the PS4 and the Xbox One, that it set the stage for the Switch to kind of sweep the entire gaming industry uncontested. The Wii U...
No, what really helped, it wasn't the Wii U that helped that. What helped was they combined the console and the handheld space into one. That's what helped them.
Walked so the Switch could run, essentially. Like, the Switch is essentially a revision of the Wii U with a lot of the same games, with a lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same mechanics. In fact, Iwata actually confirmed this, that the concept of the Switch being a portable device came from the Wii U, and how...
Which makes no sense because they've had portable devices for how long? I don't know why Iwata came out and said that, because it makes absolutely no sense.
People would take their consoles out in public and play games with the tablet. So that became the basis for the Switch. That's what inspired the console. That's what led them down this path. Without the Wii U, the Switch could not exist. So...
Okay, fine. Very true. Still doesn't change the fact that the Wii U was a failure.
With that in mind, what exactly happened during the Wii U generation? What actually happened? Because everyone always loves to scream about sales numbers. This thing sold 13 million units. And
yes, which was terrible. The PS Vita, which flopped also, that sold 15 million.
They always love to say the console failed or that it bombed.
It did fail.
Did not live up to market expectations. But
it didn't.
The reality is the Wii U had a wide range of highly successful games that were very...
Only because they were moved over to the Switch. If they didn't move them over to the Switch, they wouldn't have been highly successful.
Easily ported over to the next generation Nintendo console. So
awesome. You can say the same thing about Skyrim. You can say the same thing about The Last of Us, how they kept getting reported over and over again.
So the Wii U was able to introduce Mario Kart 8, huge hit on Wii U, and then it was ported over to Switch.
You sit here and say all the time that game was divisive and that people were complaining about it.
And not only became the best-selling game ever made, but also...
It's not the best-selling game ever made. Maybe for was it even with Nintendo? Wait, was it with Nintendo or did the Wii Sports still become the best-selling game ever made? But Tetris has outsold it. Minecraft has outsold it. Okay, GTA 5 has outsold it. So no, it's not the greatest game or outselling game ever made. What the hell are you talking about?
Continue to get a lot of DLC and a lot of updates, and stayed relevant up until Mario Kart World's release, essentially
that's because they gave the game away for free. Most of those sales were free. You do understand that, right?
Wii U, to put it very, very simply, it was the console generation that truly defined that Nintendo exclusives were better than the competition. Because
no, it didn't. It showed that they put them at fair price for most of the games.
Any one of us who bought a Wii U and got to play say Assassin's Creed 4 or Watch Dogs or Arkham City, those of us who played those games on our Nintendo console were very quick to realize that games like Nintendo Land, like New Super Mario Bros. U, Pikmin 3, The Wonderful 101, Super Mario 3D World, all of these were way better than the AAA slop that were being played on.
The only reason why you think they're AAA slot because they didn't look good on the Wii U. You understand that, right? Oh, Switch After Dark. He said they learned from his failure and those lessons fed into the Switch. Well, he did say that, but also Switch After Dark, he has said before that the reason why the Wii U console wasn't a failure was because the games were so successful afterwards being reported
on other consoles, right? No longer was there a cope that like third-party games were somehow bigger and better than Nintendo games. This was the end, honestly. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that like Assassin's Creed 4 is the last time that like Assassin's Creed was ever relevant, because that was the game that.
No, that's not true. Assassin's Creed Origin was very popular. So was Odyssey. What are you talking about?
That came out on Wii U. Like, when we played that game and we realized how sloppy it was, how bad the combat was, how the game just wasn't very good at all. Like,
the game was excellent. Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. Black Flag was amazing. What the hell are you talking about?
What ends up happening is that, like, people slowly, gradually began to turn on the third parties, who traditionally, throughout, like, the PS2,
you guys didn't turn on the third parties. The third parties stepped away from the Wii U because they weren't selling that well. But some of the Nintendo games weren't selling that well either, because the console itself didn't sell that well.
the PS1, PS2, and PlayStation 3 generations, the PlayStation 360 generation, they were always hyped up as like the biggest and the best in the industry. The AAA devs, like, they look realistic. The graphics, bro, they're so mature. Like, the Wii U was the beginning of that era dying, but it wasn't dead yet. Like, people were fighting to keep it alive for as long as possible.
What, the Wii U? I do not recall people fighting to keep that thing alive, Harmon.
That 2013 was the year that brought us like The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5.
All amazing games. Well, I don't know about BioShock Infinite, but Last of Us, an amazing game, Harmon. The best story in any type of game ever.
Some of the sloppiest slop that's ever been slopped, right? Absolute.
Harmon, GTA 5 has outsold anything Nintendo's ever put out. Okay, calling it slop that's saying something.
Garbage. But it was kind of the end of an era, because over the next several years, we saw the rise of series like Tamagotchi Life. We saw the rise of games like.
You also saw the rise of Horizon Forbidden West. You saw the rise of the new God of War games. You saw the rise of many other games. Harmon, what are you talking about? There were many games on the PS4. Okay, you had Ghost of Tsushima. There were so many games on PlayStation that were the rise, and there were also games on the PC that were on the rise too. It's not just Nintendo here.
Like Fire Emblem Awakening. We saw like Kid Icarus Uprising be downplayed and then become a cult classic. We saw the success of the 3DS and how that completely buried the Vita to the point where PlayStation no longer has a handheld division.
Okay, good. You know what? Congratulations. The 3DS buried the Vita, but you want to know what buried the 3DS and the Wii U? The PS4. Now, I do understand that the 3DS did very well. It sold pretty damn well, but the PS4 did the best out of anything in that generation. I'm just throwing that out there to trigger poor Harmon.
We saw over and over again Nintendo win while the other companies slowly began to fail. I was predicting the gaming crash as early as 2015 because
Yeah, and it didn't happen, Harmon. Now, the gaming crash is going to happen one day. Well, it might.
I was seeing how companies like From Slopware could put out a critically acclaimed game like Bloodborne and have it sell only 2 million units, while games like New Super Mario Bros. U do like significantly better than that. And
Yeah, they had to get reported, though. You don't think if PlayStation would have reported Bloodborne, you don't think it would have done better? Let me see how many that is sold here. I got to check this out. How many copies did Bloodborne sell? How many copies did Bloodborne sell? Harmon, Bloodborne has sold almost 7.5 million copies worldwide. Where are you getting this 2 million copies from, you idiot?
Switch port and continue to sell after that. New Super Mario Bros. U has sold like 25 million units. And that was a game that people initially wrote off as a failure. That's.
Well, probably, I don't know if it failed on the Wii U, but the Wii U failed, so it might not have done that well.
That's a very good example of just how enduring a lot of these Wii U games have actually been. That, like, a lot of them are still very, very relevant all these years later. In fact,
Harmon, do you know how relevant Last of Us is? Do you know how relevant Ghost of Tsushima is? There are so many games like Uncharted, for crying out loud. That's still relevant. There are plenty of games that are not Nintendo games that are also relevant here. Come on.
Breath of the Wild, one of the most critically acclaimed, influential games.
Do you know how relevant Mario Wind is to this day? Switch After Dark constantly plays Mario Wind. Oh no, it's Alex always talks about playing Mario Wind.
Ever that still hasn't been topped in a lot of ways. That was a Wii U game. Like, the Switch version was just a port. So essentially what you have is this like industry defining console that stomped the PlayStation, stomped the Xbox, established Nintendo as the dominant force in gaming, and what you've been seeing is like the fallout from that. Okay, like,
congratulations. And you know what Nintendo does not do? They generally don't do it twice in a row. They generally have to do something bad afterwards.
After the Wii U generation, after the third party started to fail, after like the bottom started falling off on their strategy of just hyping up whatever was coming out, like, we saw more and more that Nintendo strategies of keeping lower budget games on weaker hardware was far more effective.
Because they also sat there and put them out at more reasonable prices. They're not doing it this time in this generation. They're literally putting them out over the price of what the normal thing is.
What we ended up seeing is that not only were Nintendo games outperforming the competition, they were staying relevant for way longer. They were being sold at full price. They were continuing to do numbers.
Because that was the only thing to buy. Harmon, you do understand when it came to the Switch, you guys did not have that third-party support. So when you bought a Switch, let's say, you know, because the reason why I bought a Switch was because I was lied to and told that they were remaking Pokemon Yellow. I got really excited for it, so I went out and bought one because that was a system seller to me. Turns out we got Let's Go. I would never accept that being a proper remake of Pokemon Yellow. I don't care what anybody says. But when you buy one, you're like, okay, well, here, I'm going to go buy some more games because I already bought the system. And that's all that there was. Most of the games I bought for the Switch happened to be Nintendo games. I didn't really buy any of the third-party games on there because most of them I played on the other stuff anyways.
Years after the fact, and they would consistently put out new games. Like,
they had to put out new games or they want to sell the system. You can't just put out, if you're not getting the third-party support and you put out very little games, you're not going to sell the damn system. Look what happened with the Wii U.
It is insane when you look at like Nintendo's release schedule compared to like, say, Take-Two's or Rockstar's or like any of these other like big companies, you know, like they don't really do anything, you know, like Overwatch is a really good example of this because the narrative when Overwatch came out was that like, oh, it's this colorful shooter. It's doing all this, like there's nothing else like it on the market. Splatoon came out a year before, you know, it had a way more unique presentation, a way more unique vibe. And over the past decade, Overwatch has slowly become gay and irrelevant. Like,
Harmon, there's no need to get all political now. Okay, there are going to be people that are going to look at the Splatoon and maybe think something like that very similar.
Nobody cares about Overwatch anymore. Okay, the only people who were playing Overwatch at the time were Blizzard's brainwashed shills who were just obsessed with the company.
And from what I was told with the reason why Overwatch started to fail was because when they created the next one, they changed it up and they changed like the VBP or whatever it's called, and too many people didn't like it.
And everything it does. Splatoon, in comparison, has done much more modest numbers, but it has actually built up a genuine fan base and a developer that is constantly evolving and growing the brand. Like, it is not unprecedented to think that like Splatoon at some point is going to have some major explosion in relevancy. You know, surpassing slop like Overwatch, surpassing slop like COD, like Fortnite.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Fortnite. Do you know how many people play Fortnite, Harmon? I don't see that happening.
Like all of this garbage. And
I'm pretty certain out of all those type of shooting games, I think Fortnite might be the most popular one. I could be wrong.
You know, all from relatively modest beginnings. Like, it is important to note that a lot of these third-party games, like, they're super relevant at the time, but, like, they get completely mogged by Nintendo later. You know?
Yeah, no Nintendo game has mogged Fortnite. Fortnite is still going strong to this day. I've even played Fortnite, and I understand how impactful that damn game is.
Skyrim is a very good example. You know, it's seen as like a cultural phenomenon. It's seen as one of the best games ever made. It was seen as this.
It was one of the best games ever made. Let's look at how many copies Skyrim has sold. How many copies? How many copies has Skyrim sold? Harmon, Skyrim has sold over 60 million copies worldwide. I think there's only been 2 Nintendo games to ever hit that level. So how can you sit here and talk bad about Skyrim?
Huge deal, this huge open world RPG. Not only have we never gotten Skyrim 2, Zelda.
Well, unfortunately, it's because we were dumb enough to keep buying it. I was one of them. I bought it for the PS3, I bought it for the PS4, and I bought it for the... Did I buy it? Okay, I only bought it twice. I bought it for the PS3 and the PS4 like an idiot. I should have refused to keep buying it. We all should have done it. Then we would have Skyrim 2 right now.
Came out, Breath of the Wild came out. It did very, very well for itself. Improved on the formula, was way better than Skyrim every way. And
that's debatable, Harmon. That is severely debatable.
And it got a sequel. And it got successful spin-offs. And it has
And from what I've heard, the sequel is nothing more than overpriced expansion.
Successful other projects in the pipeline. Bethesda, in comparison, peaked with Skyrim, and this then just kind of collapsed afterward. And that's kind of what we saw with the PS4 and the Xbox One.
I mean, technically not, because Bethesda did do the Fallout games. Fallout 4, I actually enjoyed Fallout 4. Fallout 76 is popular now.
The narrative was that Nintendo was failing with the Wii U era, that they couldn't compete, that they couldn't stay relevant. But in actuality, it was PlayStation and Xbox that couldn't compete.
I mean, PlayStation did very well for the PS3 and for the PS4, Harmon, and they're still doing well for the PS5. Xbox, you got something with that one.
Because after the Wii U era, instead of having this massive head start and this massive fan base from the previous generation, what we saw with the PS5 and the Series X, especially with the Series X, with the Xbox, was this complete and total drop-off in relevancy, where nobody talks about them,
Oh, there are plenty of people who talk about them. You can't go a week without hearing Dreamcast guy go, let's see, how many did it sell? How many units did the Xbox Series X sell? Harmon, it has sold almost over 34 million units. Okay, that's still more than what the N64 did and more than what the GameCube did. Try again.
Plays any of these games, and there's been this massive push.
Granted, the install base was much smaller back then. I know someone's going to drop a comment saying that one.
Push to shift over to PC because the consoles are just seen as being these wastes of space that don't really add anything to the experience. Nintendo won the console war. And a big reason for that was because of the Wii U. Because of how in this absolute darkest hour with the entire industry rallying against them, trying to destroy them, trying to drive them.
I don't think that people were trying to destroy them. Nintendo did that on their own, Harmon.
Out of business. They couldn't, nothing could be done to stop them at all. Even with these low sales numbers, the absolute worst possible numbers they could have had, they still ended up beating the competition and still ended up putting out great games, building their audience, and putting out the Nintendo Switch, which
awesome. Yes, the Nintendo Switch is amazing. They had many great games for it, Harmon. Still doesn't change the fact that the Wii U failed.
Is the kind of the coup de grace of the situation, because when you took away the low sales numbers of the Wii U, there really was no denying that it absolutely was the best console that generation. There was no denying that Nintendo was the better brand. And
are you saying the Switch or are you saying the Wii U? Switch, I will give you that it was one of the best consoles of that generation. That is very true. The Wii U, no.
That's what we've been seeing over the past decade, is just normies slowly starting to pull themselves out of the Wii era conspiracies that the Wii was only popular with the casual gamers and
I mean, that kind of was true. It was.
And women.
It was.
And going to the next stage where they're just kind of desperately trying to hold out hope that the next Nintendo console will fail, or that consumers will turn on them like they did back in the 2000s. And what these people don't understand is why people turned on Nintendo back at that point. And it was entirely because of Sony propaganda.
Yeah, you have no proof. That's just you speculating. And if Nintendo doesn't start acting right, there are going to be a lot of people turning against them. Have you not been paying attention to all the stuff going on, Harmon?
You know, without Sony actively funding all of this Nintendo cope, this idea that like Nintendo is for kids or that like they fell off in the 80s
I mean, before the Switch, yes, I would say that the Nintendo was more for kids.
or what have you, like without all of that, like they really truly genuinely have nothing going for them. You know, that's the reality of it. And that's why so much of these Nintendo hate channels seem so schizophrenic. You know, why people like Nintendine are seriously like,
You cannot keep that man's name out of your mouth. You better put some respect on Nintendine's good name, sir.
sitting there every day and making conspiracy videos about Furukawa and like Doug Bowser and like the Switch 2. Like, it's because they can't really rationalize why Nintendo is successful. Because in their
They know why Nintendo is successful. Everybody knows why Nintendo is successful. It's not some hidden secret there, Harmon.
minds, nothing has changed. In their minds, Nintendo is like the same as they were in the Wii U era, and that they should be failing right now. But
They're stepping back like they were.
the reality is that, like, they're right. Like, nothing has changed. But they were succeeding during the Wii U era. You know, there's more
No, they were not succeeding through the Wii U era. You have made absolutely no point to prove that.
to success than simply seeing monetary gain immediately. Okay? They were setting the foundation. They were establishing the future. They were establishing what the Switch, which
Okay, you could say that the PS Vita set the foundation for the PS5 then, Harmon, because they ported games over from the PS Vita over.
I think is going to be seen as like one of the all-time great Nintendo innovations
No one's going to think the Wii U was a great innovation.
ever. You know, like they were setting the foundation for that. Okay, they were establishing like the brand and establishing like, you know, branching out into multimedia, you know, beginning to branch out into making other pieces of hardware like Alarmo, you know, like they're making
What the hell is Alarmo? Please don't tell me that's an alarm clock.
toys, they're making t-shirts, they have their own store that you can buy things from. Like, Nintendo is killing it right now. And at this stage, there is this very stubborn refusal from the community to acknowledge it. Like, they are desperate to downplay this company no matter what happens. No matter how much money they make, no matter how many units that they sell, in their eyes, the Switch 2 is just another Wii U.
No, because it's already outsold the Wii U. So no, we don't think that.
To them, that means it's a failure. But in reality,
Who is really saying it's a failure, Harmon?
that means the Switch 2 is a success.
It most likely is going to become a success. Oh, thank God. That is it for Harmon Smith. Oh boy, that was difficult to get through. I told you there, Zoo. Alrighty. Let's get into the comments. I'm afraid to read the comments. You guys make me afraid every time. Alrighty. Okay. We got Mario. Wait a minute. There can only be one Mario. I do wonder what this guy is on, though. It must be fantastic. Switch After Dark. He didn't say that. Yes, he did. I'm still here, other Mario. Project Cafe was Wii U's code name, the same name that acted like didn't want you. Wii U was the ones that told us about the. Okay, got you. Nintendo themselves considered the Wii U a failure. Is he really trying to say that Nintendo is wrong? Yes, he is. He said they learned from its failures and those lessons fed into the Switch. Looks like it, yep. Wait, the Vita flopped? Yes, the Vita did flop. It only sold 15 million units. The Last of Us is a good game. I hate how they milked that game. Oh, me too. LOL, Mario Kart 8 still has more players than World. Very true, Switch After Dark. Define gaming. This guy's delusional. True. Other consoles would have had to have exclusives for Nintendo to have better exclusives. Exactly. That's because some people can't pay the Switch 2 in Mario Kart World. Yep. Watch Dogs did look good on the Wii U. That's good. So did Arkham Origins. That's good. I never played Arkham Origins. The games were successful on good hardware. Wii U was not good hardware. From what I heard, it wasn't. Everyone literally agrees that the Wii U is a failure. Yep, except him. Assassin's Creed irrelevant. I know, right? Especially Black Flag. That's like the one game everybody wants to be remade. Does Harmon know that Nintendo games are AAA? I don't think so. Well, not all the games that are Chaos Resident are AAA. Some are AA. But yes, a lot of Nintendo's games are AAA. This guy is crazy. Yes, he is, Jay Biggs. You know, he keeps saying that all of these non-Nintendo games were slop, and yet he keeps talking about playing them. A while ago, he talked about playing Expedition 33 despite all the shade he kept throwing. Oh, I bet. Yeah, the Wii U was a flop, and I didn't play that console. Yep. Assassin's Creed Black Flag was one of the best games. I agree. Now, the third-party trash has always favored the HD 4K twins all the way back to the NES. This deep history on this. Thank you so much, Randolph Corner, for subscribing. Morning, everyone. What fanboy chaos did I miss so far? Oh, you missed so much of it. Even though the Wii U is tied with the 360, has my third favorite system all time. It doesn't wait. The Wii U tied the 360. I thought the 360 sold more than the Wii U. We don't need all AAA crap. We need to curate what is good and make sense to the value proposition of the console. I agree. Does he live on Earth too? I think so. Slopware, yep. Oh, I forgot. I finally got Marvel Cosmic Invasions, and wow, it's addicting to keep playing. Oh, that game is amazing. There is a room for all the games, even ones I don't like. Very true. The way corps are going at the moment, I can see there will be a crash coming soon. It could happen. Enemy 2D Mario couldn't save Wii U. True. Harmon is angry that he can't play Bloodborne. I know, right? New Super Mario Bros. Sold like 5 or 6 million on the Wii U. Wow, hey, that's very successful. For how much it sold, that's good. LOL. NSMBU isn't relevant because it's on Wii U. It's relevant because it's 2D Mario. I know, right? Yes, especially Tomb Raider. Yep. The Wii U was better than the Switch 2 because they didn't rip people off back then. Very true. True facts. Have anyone played New Super Mario Bros. Wii? I played the Wii U one. It's actually pretty good. It ain't worth 60, but it's good. Yeah, let's go with Bolt. Yep. LOL. He tries to be political in Nintendo, so called fan and fails at Bolt. Exactly. I understand that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee isn't the greatest, but I'll take that game any day over Legends ZA. So will I. I had a 360 Xbox One at that time when the Wii U came out. Came out in 2013, right? I think I had a PS4. Glock 9000, exactly. As much as I like the Splatoon story, the gameplay was trash. I understand. Splatoon community has a community for all. I bet it does. I was never the biggest Splatoon guy. I've never played Splatoon. Fortnite even did a collab with South Park. I can believe it. They do a collab with everybody. That is not surprising. Splatoon story lore was a masterpiece and the gameplay was a little difficult, but it's cool anyways. That's good. Maybe I need to try it. I used to play Splatoon 2 like crazy. There you go. I had fun with Splatoon, but it don't replace Fortnite or other shooters. Oh, I bet Fortnite's very popular. Hey, Tears of the Kingdom is the greatest DLC of all time. Hey, that game is coming soon for me, and I'm going to play it for the first time. It never replaced my shooter game as own hype and lovely shooter game. There you go. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm running late this morning. It's okay, Water Demon Girl. Welcome to the show. Fortnite, I'm going to suck nowadays because of the skiddy toilet. Yep. I hate it when someone disconnects. You get punished for no reason. I agree. Brain rot. Yep. Peer-to-peer. Yep. Yeah, 10 minutes blocked on Splatoon 3 is a little annoying. You can't do anything about it. That's ridiculous. Why are we so console warring in 2026? I agree. This is the guy that does not have a job, right? Nope, he does not have a job. Well, he says that he makes money on YouTube and selling his books. I can see why no one would hire him. Tricolors and Splatoon, exactly. All right, we are going to skip ahead so I can get to him. We needs watered down Skyrim when you have, or who needs watered down Skyrim when you have TES3 Mario win alongside Tamriel Rebuilt. Largest handcrafted game world filled with hundreds of quests and incredible lore. Very true. All right, we are going to. Okay. I got gifted by a friend on Christmas. That's good. ABS, yeah, the Alarmo was the alarm clock that Nintendo came out last year or the year before. Okay, got you. You would think Nintendo would be a 100K sub channel. How many times Nintendo defenders bring them up? I know, right? Oh, AVG, sorry about my sensitive comments. I will tone it down for you so you don't get in trouble. It's all good. Oh, it's Blast. Good morning there, Blast. Roast Nintendo Prime next. He might be actually next. I don't know. Sorry, I am at work. I mean, Wii U is tied with 360 as my third favorite system. Okay, now I understand, J Biggs. I loved my Wii U, loved it, but it was a failure, a monumental failure. I can love the system and still call it a failure, Harmon. It's not that hard. I agree. Now, I believe the next one is...
Hey there, Gabe.
Nope, it's Dreamcast Guy. Next one is Dreamcast Guy. Then after that will be the last Harmon video, and then we got Primey. Ugh. Or I think that... No, Player Essence. I think Primey's actually the very last one.
Dreamcast Guy here. Today we're talking about Xbox because Microsoft has just released a crazy...
I mean, that does all surprise us. When do you not talk about Xbox? That is an amazing thumbnail. But man, that's all you can ever talk about is Xbox.
Easy statement. One of the top Xbox executives has just admitted that they're going fully third party. There will never be an exclusive ever again. That every studio, every developer...
Well, there's no point for them to sit here and do exclusives. They've already done full third party. That makes absolutely no sense.
Everybody is just more excited about PlayStation and Nintendo Switch 2 than they ever were about being on Team.
My guy, when are people excited about PlayStation? Okay, I enjoy playing on my PS5, but they don't have a shit ton of exclusives coming out, so you can't really put them in the same conversation here with the Switch 2. More people are excited for the Switch 2 exclusives.
Green. And I wanted to talk about this because today is a fascinating day where a lot of the biggest Xbox journalists, Xbox YouTubers are admitting how wrong they were. And it's funny because I've been completely right about this for years. I mean, I've been calling this out since like 2022. And this isn't some, wow, I'm so smart. It's that it's been blatantly obvious. Every time Microsoft claims...
And they're doing fine. Xbox has been making how much money doing their third-party stuff?
Game Pass is super profitable. We don't need to sell games. We don't need people to sign up for our service. We don't need people to buy our hardware. The games are still...
Well, that was back in what? 2023 when he talked about that. Wasn't that before the acquisition of like Bethesda and all them? So it probably was successful back then. They probably were making money.
Profitable. This was obviously lies. I mean, it's been obviously lies now for almost a half decade. So the fact that people repeated those lies so much, it's just been interesting to watch. And so seeing people
I mean, how has it been a lie? They've been around for how long? Okay, I don't think that it actually was a failure for as long. Now, when they sat here and bought all those damn companies, yeah, it probably became a failure at that point, or maybe wasn't making enough because the investors wanted their money back way too damn quick is what it was. They didn't want to play the long game.
They kind of wake up and say, yes, Microsoft has just been lying about the state of Xbox since pretty much the beginning of the Series X launch. I want to break this down because their newest statement, I think...
That doesn't prove. You just literally pull up a thing saying Xbox fans lose faith. How does that prove that they were lying?
Kind of signals the fact that I really don't think they're doing next gen at all. I think at this point they're really...
Honestly, I do think that Xbox will continue, or I think Microsoft will continue to make an Xbox, but I think they're going to do what a lot of the PC companies do, and they're just going to sell for a profit. So let's say they only sell 1 million, but they sell them at a profit. They're still making money here.
They have two options, right? Create less games, sell some of their game studios, shut down some of their game studios.
My God, I guarantee you the money that they make on Candy Crush alone and Minecraft makes it more profitable than anything. I don't think they need to do anything else.
Studios, or at the very least, they got to just start basically saying, look, we can't even afford it in the budget to make an Xbox version of the game. We're just going to put it on Nintendo Switch, on PlayStation and PC, and hope we break even. I do truly think this statement today to me almost kind of signifies the death of Game Pass. But let me explain. Hi.
I don't think that Game Pass is going anywhere. I don't think it's a good service anymore. It used to be at one point. I still think GameFly is a way better of a service.
Hope you're having a great day. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It is 9 degrees where I am in Dallas, Texas right now. 9.
Awesome. Guess what? When this video was, it was probably about 30-something degrees for me. And I live in the Pacific Northwest where it's meant to be cold. It's actually been a very warm winter for me, believe it or not.
Not even 10. 9 degrees. That is insane to me. So let's hope the power grid does not go down like it did the last couple ice storms. Now, the whole thing about this...
Even though I do not like Dreamcast Guy, I don't want the grid to go down either for him.
that I think's really got people talking a lot is that there was obviously that Xbox Developer Direct.
And they should come to the PS5. They need the sales. And 3 of those 4 games look phenomenal.
A couple days ago, and a lot of the internet really enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it less. I think that Fable looks fantastic. I'm not the biggest Forza fan, and I'll be honest.
But you like Gran Turismo. How do you not like Forza, but you like Gran Turismo? How does that make any damn sense?
I thought these other 2 games looked like hot garbage.
Beast of Reincarnation did not look like hot garbage here. Pretty certain if that was a PS5 exclusive, you would be hyping this up. You are literally the PlayStation version of Harmon Smith. I am not kidding.
But what was crazy is that they straight up came out here, and in the trailers of the Xbox Developer Direct, PS5 logos all over the place. PS5 logos all over the place. And
why wouldn't they? They've been putting all their games on PS5. They've been putting their games on PC. Why wouldn't they sit here and have the logos advertised as going to be full third party? Well, almost, because they're not coming to the Switch 2 just yet.
You just really don't see that. Look, it's just wild to see the fact.
Maybe 10 years ago you didn't see that, but nowadays it's going to become very possible. Just wait until PlayStation's doing it.
That, hey, these games are great on Game Pass. You're going to be great on Game Pass. But, hey, look, if you want big, crazy stuff, our actual big AAA stuff is best on PlayStation 5 Pro. This is the one that I called out years ago that a lot of people said I was definitely wrong about. I said that when we first sold the T.
Yeah, probably back when the whole just 4 games thing was announced. That's when probably people were saying that you're wrong. But if you're talking about in the last couple of years when they announced it, we all knew it was coming to the PS5 here. Come on.
These are trailers for that.
Maybe not day and date, but we all knew it was going to come eventually.
I was basically like, look, man, there's no way this is profitable if it's only on Xbox. If this thing's on Xbox, they might as well set that money on fire.
That's why they've been putting them on PC and PlayStation. They have to sit here and put them everywhere else because Microsoft, they want to make as much money as they can.
To keep themselves warm. This thing has to be a PlayStation and PC game. So obviously, it's coming to PlayStation 5. And honestly, Steelers still kind of hating on it. I still think the gameplay looks really, really fun, right? Chicken chaser. Okay. Here's the statement today, though.
Yes, it does look really good. I'm excited for 3 of the 4. That like pottery game, it's just not my type of game. You know, if they ever send me a free copy, I probably would enjoy it, but it's not really a game I'm going to run out and buy.
They've been talking a lot about how they're trying to do that typical PR speak. We're going where the gamers are at. There's 80 million PS5s. Of course we're going to put all our games on PS5. There's like 20 million Xboxes. If there's 4 times more PlayStation players and PlayStation players actually buy games. Have you ever done a fun thing and looked at like the physical sales numbers of Xbox games? They're like single digits sometimes. Like we're talking like every other territory, something will sell like 100,000 or 200.
You do understand 100,000, 200,000. That's not single digits. Do you understand what single digits mean? Single digits is under 10.
100,000 copies, and on Xbox it'll sell like 1,000 copies. Anyways, the 4 pillars of Xbox are now officially coming to PlayStation: Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable. And this to me is wild because I've been thinking about the fact that it's not just that these franchises are making that jump over to the blue ocean of sales. To me, it's wild that really consider the fact that almost all of these have switched developers, right? Lionhead is gone. The creators of Fable got fired by Microsoft, like in the Xbox One.
Okay, that does tend to happen unless it's Nintendo. Nintendo's the only one I know that doesn't really fire people.
Generation. That's how long.
Unless it's those 200 people that they laid off.
Long it's been. Whereas Halo, obviously 343 Industries is sort of the same people, but sort of not. Obviously, Bungie invented Halo. It's just one of those things where I feel like the vibe, the people that even invented Gears of War, Cliff Bleszinski and stuff, that guy basically walked out with his paycheck a decade ago. It's just interesting that in a way, they're really trying to keep this going, right? The idea of old school Xbox is kind of a...
No, they want to sit here and keep making games and keep them going. Not trying to keep the old school way going. Just because they are making a new Halo or a new Gears or Forza game doesn't mean they're trying. Those are the 3 most popular franchises of all time. That would be like PlayStation stopped making God of War.
A shambling corpse to compare to like what they sort of are trying to present it as. But let me take a look. This is the full statement. So this is Craig Duncan, head of Xbox Game Studios, talking about the fact that they're trying to do better about communicating. And he sort of admits the fact that they did sell people a lie. And it's this: we're going to try to be more consistent with what we do. As the guy that gets to run the studios and help our game teams, I take a pretty simple view on this. We want our games to reach the most players possible. And we've been on this journey before.
Yes, they've been no secret about that. Are you this late to the damn party already?
I was running Sea of Thieves at Rare when we took it to PS5, and as we migrated the Xbox players to PlayStation, we saw more players come in. We saw the community around the game grow.
Of course, they went full third party. That makes sense.
Forza Horizon 5, which launched on PS5 last year, did really well. Yeah, who would have thought that selling a game on a console that actually has players that...
Then why didn't your PlayStation game sell? Why didn't Final Fantasy VII Rebirth sell like crazy then?
I don't know, buy games, it'll sell some games. It helped the community game grow. It gives everybody more people to play with. For me, the strategy is really about how we can have our games reach as many people as possible. Now, what's interesting is that last year, we heard the original lie. It's just 4 games, right? That was the original Phil Spencer lie. He came on camera, he straight up looked into the lens and said, hey, this is only 4 games. It's nothing else.
Yes, we all understand the just 4 games.
It's not crazy stuff. It's just these couple games. And then right after that, every single game started coming to PlayStation. And since then, I feel like you see Phil Spencer a lot less. I do think they sent Phil Spencer out there to lie. I think the CEO...
Of course they did. Maybe at the time they weren't really thinking about it, but once they started seeing that money trickle in, they're like, oh yeah, it's going to be more than just 4.
Satya Nadella said, somebody's got to take the hit, go out there, lie to the fans. And a lot of people repeated that lie. This is a guy who gets a lot of hate. Paris, I'm not here to bash on him. Instead, what I'm saying is the fact that Paris is one of those people that repeated the lie a lot.
Why have I heard this name Paris before? Why does that name sound so familiar? Once Xbox ripped off the Band-Aid, it was inevitable that all their games would be on PlayStation and Nintendo hardware by day and date. Depends on studio resources. Well, we haven't exactly got them on day and date with Nintendo, but that's probably going to be coming soon.
Like, he didn't know it, but he was one of those people that said, it's just 4 games. This isn't fully third party. The Xbox ecosystem still has its purpose and stuff, and now he's basically saying, well, I'm just wrong. I was wrong about flagship games staying exclusive. Now, there's a ton of quotes.
Of course, everybody who was saying that was wrong. But also, when you grew up in the console war time, you never would have thought this was going to happen.
Anybody that's been doing a lot of podcasts or doing a lot of videos, you end up having bad quotes. There's dumb quotes of me saying all sorts of stupid stuff. But
my guy, you say it almost every other damn day.
People like to show a lot of quotes of Paris basically saying that, like, when they bought Bethesda, he was like, there's no way that any Bethesda game will ever be on PlayStation ever again. Every single time they bought stuff, he said, you're buying Call of Duty to make Call of Duty exclusive, right? Obviously, that was...
Yeah, I don't think... I did not originally think when they were buying Call of Duty, they were going to make it exclusive. I was like, there's no way Xbox is going to do that. And they didn't.
Just his sort of estimation. Like, because to me, it's still logical, right? Why do they spend almost $100 billion on acquisitions to go third party? So I understand his reasoning, even if obviously it ended up being incorrect. Once Xbox ripped off the Band-Aid, it was inevitable that all their games would be on PlayStation and Nintendo, but day and date depends on the studio, resources to deliver a quality...
Well, those days are coming to a close, and just wait until PlayStation is following suit.
...experience. This is why...
All right, we're done with Dreamcast Guy. He's annoying me. And yes, we got the last one of Harmon Smith. And then we get into the good stuff after that. All righty. Let's go on up here. Oh, I already read that one. Yep. Sorry, guys. I had to skip through that part because he was just driving me crazy. All righty. Let me see. Does he hate women? I think he does. Oh, wait. I already read that one. Alrighty. Let's go to here. There we go. I play Skyrim sometimes, but with mods. Oh, there you go. Chaos Reziel. Did you check out Escape Room from Ever After? It's one of the best paper RPG games, successor to Paper Mario. I've heard about it, and I will eventually get to it. I just haven't had time. If you love Paper Mario, you're probably going to like that one. I've never played Paper Mario. And the best part is only $20. Exactly. AVS, here's your weekly reminder that my kid still dances and headbangs to that song of yours. Thank you so much. $20, you're never going to see Paper Mario be that cheap, and that indie game is MSRP. Oh, I bet. AWS, congratulations on reaching the big 4096 subscriber mark. Thank you so much. It's out on all platforms and performs flawlessly. Oh, I bet. Game Pass isn't going anywhere, dude. Just stop, Dreamcast guy. Exactly. It's been 11F by me. 9 isn't a big deal. Yep. Yeah, someone who knows about infrastructure and its vulnerabilities, people have no clue how bad a grid down situation is. Oh, I bet. I've seen horror stories, so have I. I'm super nervous about Fable. They took away the morality scale. Yeah, that was bullshit. It looks like a DEI hires all over the game. It could be. You never know. It's 28 degrees F here, which is odd for January. Yeah, usually in my area, it's a lot colder than that. I'm stoked for Beast and Fable. So am I. I'm also excited for Forza. I never played Fable before. What? Oh my God. Hyperstar Cage. The first 2 games are phenomenal. You can skip the third one. Too bad the PlayStation folks don't get to play OG Fable games. I know, right? Are you planning on covering the Pokemon Direct this month? If I have the morning off, then I will live stream it, but I'll probably do a video because they're probably going to do some bullshit in it. Wow, Dreamcast guy does not know how numbers work. He does not. The lowest number you said is 4 figures, not 1 exactly. Xbox is dead. 9,001 times. By next week, it'll be 9,008. Exactly. Boy, y'all worse than the regurgitating channels, man. Dreamcast guy, exactly. Oh, at least it's not Blizzard true. Lionhead shut down after, I think, Fable 3. I can believe it. I understand why Fable 3 was not that good. I grew up in the console war, and I never thought I would get Xbox games and PlayStation games on the same console. We can't live in the past, exactly. EU Harmon, yep. Forza outsold Astrobot and Ghost of Yotei on PS5. Shows how much the Sony fanbase cares about mug exclusives, exactly. Really? Yep, really there, Hyperstage Cage. All righty, let's get into good old Harmony Smith.
Right now, it's Nintendo Direct season, and you have a lot of people already spurging out about the possibility of getting a partner direct instead of a general direct.
Pretty much, we're already getting a partner direct, Harmon. Most likely, we will get a general direct eventually.
And this is a really funny thing to see because typically we always see this argument that like third-party games are way better than Nintendo exclusives. Like
some third-party games are better than some of the Nintendo exclusives. Okay, sorry to tell you this, Harmon, but Yoshi's Crafted World does not hold up. There are some of the games on the Switch one that were not that good. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, that game is not that good.
PlayStation and Xbox and PC are king. Like Nintendo can't compete. And yet, when it comes time to Nintendo Direct, for a Nintendo Direct, you have everyone bending over backwards saying, "I don't want to see third-party games. I don't want to hear about them. They're just completely worthless." If you press.
There's not a whole lot of people saying that. That is you. Most of the Nintendo channels are literally begging for that third party so they can be like, look at what my piece of plastic can do.
Anybody on them, like, on this, like, even a little bit, they'll try and tell you that, like, well, like, I've already played those games on PlayStation and Xbox. Keep in mind we're, Duskbloods has been confirmed to be a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive and theoretically a
we all know you're excited to play that game, Harmon, aren't you?
Partner showcase would show this game off. So, in theory, this should be like a really hype announcement for everyone, right? In theory, if FromSlop or Duskbloods was in any way relevant. But
it might become relevant. Only time's going to tell. We'll have to see how the game plays.
It's not, Like, this is kind of the great, like, irony when it comes to these third-party games. Like, the instant that they get ported over to Nintendo consoles, we go through this song and dance where people are just like, oh, I don't want to play with you anymore, it's just...
Yeah, unfortunately, there were a lot of people that said it was a shame that they weren't going to get the game because it was on the Switch too.
Every single time this happens, and like, people just don't want to admit that third parties are not as good as the Nintendo games, right?
There are plenty of third-party games that are better than some of the Nintendo games, Harmon. Does Nintendo have some amazing games? Absolutely. But not all of them are great.
Like, when it comes to, like, third parties on Nintendo consoles, nobody gives a fuck. And
yeah, people care heavily about the Madden games, which I don't know why. They care about the NBA games. They care about Call of Duty. There are many games that they care about that are not on your platform, Harmon.
The funny thing about this is, you know, whenever this happens, like, the implication is that Nintendo is at fault because they need Nintendo games. They need to make new announcements now.
Yes, the hardcore fans do want us. That is a great thumbnail right there. Oh, I'm so using that as the thumbnail. But yes, many of them want more Nintendo games, Harmon.
Now, I'm hungry and I need my Nintendies. Like, oh, feed me, Miyamoto. Oh, like, I'm a little.
Oh my God, this. Harmon, you literally look like you're orgasming. That does not look like a good sign, my guy. That is not good. Stop.
Baby, and I can't wait another week. Like, you see this every single time. Like, when it comes to these directs. And the
I know, I agree. You do see all this bullshit every single time.
funny thing is, Nintendo is not to blame for the games that third parties put on their consoles.
Okay, I'll actually agree with you. I agree. Now, when it comes to Dust Bloods, no, it will be the blame. They paid FromSoft to make that game. That was their choice.
Like, that's the weird thing about this, okay? That's the weird thing about this scenario, okay? About the situation is that Nintendo has no real control over what third-party games come to the platform. Like, yeah.
Nah, they do have control. They do have somewhat of a say. Now, when it comes to the quality, no, they don't have control over that.
Yeah, they can, like, meet with companies and they can encourage them to put games on the platforms. But, like, for the most part, like, these companies are coming out and they're being like, you need to pay the fee if you're going to get our support. If you don't know, Xbox and PlayStation pay fees to get, like, games on their platform. And
to make them exclusive. They don't pay fees to make them third party. They pay them to be exclusive. Which you don't think that Nintendo did that with FromSoft? Or FromSoft, I'm calling them FromSoft. FromSoft? They paid FromSoft a lot of money to make that game, Harmon. That's how that works.
Nintendo doesn't do that. So what happens is that, like,
think of all the money that they paid Bandai Namco for those Hyrule Warrior games or the Fire Emblem Warrior games. They pay other developers and other outside people to make games for them, Harmon.
Like, Nintendo has been playing hardball for 20 years. You know, these companies have been, like, demanding Nintendo make exclusive deals with them and doing things and, like, do things for them. And the end result of this is that
it worked out for them during the Switch. Look at that Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3 game. Look at the Hyrule Warriors games. There have been many games where they sat here, had to pay the exclusive rights to have their games on there.
Third parties do not have an established platform on Nintendo. So what happens is,
I agree with that one. I actually do.
That when third parties, like, make their late port announcements, first of all, like, they sell really well because nobody's buying on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC. But second of all, like,
there are plenty of games that are selling on PC and PS5, Harmon. Stop the cap.
Nintendo Directs just...
Oh my God, the way he just did that. Harmon, do not do that. Edit that shit out.
completely bury them. You know, there's just no getting around it. Like, we're at the point now where people are begging for general Nintendo Directs because nobody cares about these third-party games. We could theoretically get...
No, people care about the third party, but again, the Switch 2 mainly was bought by people that want the first party. They're going to play the third party elsewhere.
Like Grand Theft Auto 6 confirmed day one for a Nintendo Switch Partner Direct, and, like, nobody would care, okay? Because it's Grand Theft Auto 6, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, 3D Mario is a way bigger, more exciting thing. Like, Grand Theft Auto...
No, 3D Mario is not bigger than Grand Theft Auto, Harmon. Not even close. Even the most die-hard 3D Mario people won't even say such a thing. No 3D Mario game has ever come close to the level of success that Grand Theft Auto 5 has come to.
6 just has no real impact outside of the casual gaming market, right? Grand Theft Auto only appeals to hood rats and, like, children. Like,
really? No, it does not appeal to children. That's like people that say that the Nintendo console is for children.
And young children, too. So, like, essentially what we're seeing is kind of the realization, okay? Like, the community is not willing to accept that third parties are the problem. You know, if you have
Well, none is the problem. But again, like I sat here and said, people are going to play the third parties most likely on other consoles. So it's like, if it doesn't come to Nintendo, they can just play it on the other console. The thing is, people buy the system for the first parties.
a Nintendo Direct, if you have a bunch of games announced for these Directs, and everyone's excited for the Nintendo ones, but not the third-party ones, why exactly would Nintendo be responsible for what the third parties put out on the platform? You know,
Who is blaming Nintendo for this? I have yet to see videos on this.
that's kind of my mindset looking at this. You know, when you look at like all these third-party games, when you look at stuff like Disc Bloods, like when you see that people aren't excited for them, like how exactly is that Nintendo's fault? You know, when I look
Well, who said it was Nintendo's fault? Well, Nintendo made it the exclusive, but that would be From Software's fault.
at Dusk Bloods and why people aren't excited for that, it's not Nintendo's fault. It's because Elden Ring was so bad that it completely killed the company and nobody cares about it anymore. You know,
Elden Ring was not bad. What the hell are you talking about? How many units did it sell? Elden Ring units sold. 30 million copies worldwide, Harmon. That is not bad.
like Night Rain was so boring that the mere fact that Dusk Bloods was
I've been hearing so many people say that Night Ring is actually a really fun game.
multiplayer just completely killed all enthusiasm for this game like day one, right? How exactly is any of that Nintendo's fault?
Who said it is Nintendo's fault? Even the people that don't like Night Rain, who is saying that's Nintendo's fault?
And again, like that's just the reality of this, is that the issue here is that Nintendo is so much bigger than Call of Duty, than Grand Theft Auto, than
No, it is not. Stop the cap. No, it is not.
Minecraft,
Definitely not bigger than Minecraft.
than Tetris,
Tetris is the highest sold game of all time, Harmon. Stop the cap.
than Roblox, than Fortnite, then like you could legit get releases of every single major third-party game on Nintendo Switch 2, and nobody would give a fuck. These are not major releases for Switch 2. No,
You're right. They're not, because people look at the system as primarily a first party thing.
nobody's going to go out and buy a console for these. Not because that the Switch 2 is a bad console, but these games are so boring that they cannot drive sales today, okay? The games are the problem. The third parties are the problem. You know, Nintendo is not the problem because they are not only doing well, people are anxiously awaiting their upcoming announcements.
Okay, but who is blaming Nintendo for all this? This is so new to me.
Like, the reality is something like Minecraft or GTA 6 are not big enough announcements to justify a partner direct. That's just
I guarantee you, if Rockstar reached out to Nintendo right now and said, we want to put this on there, but we want our own direct for it, I guarantee you Nintendo would do it for GTA 6. Are you kidding me, Harmon?
the reality of it. Like, nobody cares about these games because they are just so much lower quality than what we're used to seeing. Like,
No, stop the cap, Harmon. You have plenty of low quality games. Look at Yoshi's Crafted World. Look at Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. You know, we're doing things in that game that you would never do in GTA. You know,
Why would they? Two completely different damn games. And I'm pretty certain that Echoes of Wisdom did not sell as well. Just saying.
you're never going to, like, break out of prison in GTA because all you do in GTA is just pay off the cop after murdering, like, thousands of people.
I mean, you can say the same thing. You can be like, well, in Echoes of Wisdom, you're not going to pay off the cops to keep you from going into prison.
People and like, oh, you're good to go, bro, you're out on bail now. Like, again, there's no consequences for your actions, there's no like story.
Yes, there is. Have you ever played a GTA game? If you get too bad, you get your wanted level up, you're going to have a SWAT team in the military coming after you.
Reason for it, it just kind of happens to suit like the boring, uninspired gameplay. Okay, realistically, if you did half the things you do in Grand Theft Auto, you would be put to death. Okay, if it was,
And it's a video game, Harmon. You couldn't do anything in Echoes of Wisdom. You don't have a rod that's going to give you magical powers. That's not real.
If it takes place in a state that doesn't have the death penalty, they would give the state the death penalty. They would legalize it and then put your.
And if you understand, if somebody like an Echoes of Wisdom was to do that in real life, they would be captured by the government and experimented on.
Ass down, okay? That's the reality behind Grand Theft Auto, okay? Nobody is actually excited for this game because if they were,
Harmon, it is literally the most anticipated game of all time. There will probably never be another game to come close to that.
there would be real expectations that this game would be coming to Switch 2. You know, nobody really
Many people are expecting it to come to the Switch 2. What are you talking about?
cares about Dusk Bloods because if Elden Ring, because if they did, there would be anticipation for this coming to Switch 2. Like, the simple fact of the matter is that, like, nothing that's come out in the past 10 years, whether it's like Cyberpunk or, Overwatch or like, It Takes Two or that dumb, like, cat robot cyberpunk game, like,
Oh, you're talking about Stray. From what I heard, Stray was a great game, Harmon.
when you have like all of these games are on Switch now and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares.
There were many third-party games that came to the Switch that people cared about, Harmon.
And that's just the reality of these showcases is that
Many people cared about Doom. You know how excited people got when Doom came to Switch?
nothing
Cyberpunk 2077? Street Fighter 6?
has been announced yet. We don't even know if there's a partner showcase. And yet you're seeing like the community all in one voice coming out and they're saying, I don't care.
Yes, very true. That's why many people are not happy that that's going to be a partner showcase. But we will know literally by tomorrow or Wednesday.
That is rejection of third-party developers. Nobody cares what you're selling. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see you talk about it. You know, if you're a Western game dev, you may as well get the fuck out because nobody wants to hear it. Okay? You're done.
There are amazing Western developed games, Harmon. Why are you always attacking on the Western development people?
You're finished. Nobody cares. Like, Nintendo is the driving force of the industry right now and likely will be for a long time. So I am very, very interested in seeing just how they managed to dominate Nintendo Direct season. Because you just know that, like, no matter how many announcements they make, you're going to see people, like, bending over backwards to complain. We've been seeing that already, right?
Because Nintendo keeps doing a lot of bullshit stuff. That's why people are complaining.
With the Switch 1 release. Like, oh, the Switch 1 has no games. Like, the reality is Nintendo is dominating right now. They are completely killing it, and there is nothing that the partner direct can do to stop it.
Who says that they are trying to stop it? But yes, up next, we got Player Essence, but let's read off the comments. The last two videos, those are going to be the good ones. Oh, that was a rough one to get through also. Let's get through the comments. Alrighty. Hey, everybody, make sure you hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button. Alrighty, let's read some of the comments. They both are boring and use mental gymnastics to make their points make sense. Exactly. Alarm clock. Yep. It's an alarm clock. Yep. Yes. Vigilant. Oh, I already read those. Yes. In 2024, Nintendo came out with a stupid $100 alarm clock. Okay. Sounds like it was stupid. Are we living in the dark ages? Yes, we are. I got gifted by a friend on Christmas. There you go. I hope you enjoy it. ABS. Yeah. The alarm was the alarm clock. Jesus Christ. Everyone was saying it. You would think Nintendo. Oh, I already read all that. Okay. Oh, wait, I already read all these. Alrighty. He can't play Elden Ring or any Dark Soul games. He can't get good. Very true. So no one buys third-party games, and Nintendo doesn't need to release first-party games. So, like, what do we play, Harmon? Exactly. Well, here to tell you to play the old games. The game is so bad that it created a genre. I know, right? I swear this guy is delusional. I know he is. Watching a grown-ass balding man complaining about video games is pathetic. Bro, gods, no play at all. True. I would love a GTA 6 Nintendo Direct. Everybody would, J Biggs. He war crimes. I know, right? No story, no consequence. I know, right? That's so stupid. GTA 6 on the Switch 2 is not going to happen. The Switch 2 might overheat if it tried to run it. No, you never know. Ugh, I lost my thing. GTA sold 220 million copies. Even people who don't play games probably will play GTA 5. So, of course, people are going to be excited for GTA 6. Exactly. So, what he is saying is if something isn't expected to come to Switch 2, then it's bullshit and that isn't worth it. I know, right? Oh, stupid phone. My phone keeps messing up. All right, there we are. It's like Baldur's Gate 3 isn't going to the Switch 2. No, it's not. People care about third-party games like Sonic games do well on the Switch. Exactly. Come on, Harmon. Do research, LOL. And please don't curse Harmon. It doesn't look good on you. No, it doesn't. That box he sit on is his whole world. Just him and his Nintendo delusions. Very true. Drive and force my ass. I know, right? I am sure I am the only person that has not played GTA 5 because I am boycotting it until it comes to the Nintendo system. I could have bought on the 360, Xbox One, and Series S. I understand. Understand we all play at some point. True. Cursing should be left for an adult. Very true. Alrighty. But before I get into this one, I got to go to the bathroom. So we got to take a little bathroom break. I'm going to play a song for you guys and there you go. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I got to go bathroom.
I'm the angry vigilante here to fight the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Salt content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil. You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilantes calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Homelessness lost in Nintendo's dream, delusional faith blinded by the gleam. Defends every flaw like it's a sacred cause, but his blind devotion's just breaking laws. Player SS brings no honor or pride, throws family shade when he's running to hide. No integrity, just bitterness and spite, but the vigilante's here to set it right. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Cast guys, fake words can't hold the line. Sony fanboys smoke, but his reviews don't shine. Switch for shields, the corporate game, selling hype and spin while we call out the shame. Dark trays and Nintendo fanboys stuck on repeat, says the same old lines like a broken beat. Recycling words, no fresh inside, but we break through the noise and bring the fight. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilantes calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. If you're tired of fake, if you're done with the spin, join the fight, let the real talk begin. We're here for the truth, no need to hide, so make sure to like and subscribe.
Alrighty, guys. Sorry so much for that. Alrighty, let's get back into it. We got good old player essence. This will be a good one.
Stop. I don't know why y'all keep on bringing in that lying bum here. He's already been confirmed to be a fraud. I don't
You haven't confirmed. You've been confirmed to be a disingenuous fraud.
know why y'all keep bringing him up. Who cares? Like, his channel's gonna be irrelevant, and like,
He will always be more relevant than you are. He's still getting more views than you.
after this year, I think you're underestimating how much grifting sells. His channel will stay relevant, unfortunately. The amount of views and the amount of stuff in terms of that has went significantly down since
Still way more than you.
last year. Like, it's significantly down. I mean, there was videos that were 500,000 views, 200,000 views. He's not getting those views anymore. So
Okay, and before that partner showcase last year, you were getting between what 10 to 20,000 views. You're not getting those views either.
so yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still going to be a market for it, but it's going to be a very small market compared to like what it used to be. Once again, and why has the market changed, Felipe? What killed that momentum that he had? The fact that Switch 2 sold 10 million.
I mean, that has nothing to do with it because OmniArc is still getting amazing views. So what's your point?
Because he was telling everybody that it wasn't selling, and then it sold, and everybody's like, the people that weren't crazy that saw him as a fraud immediately dismissed him and said, this guy's a fraud. He's been telling us that it's not selling, and then it sold 10 million. So that lost a lot of the like I said, because there is a troll audience and there is like a Nintendo sucks, I hate them audience, but there's some people that are also logical within that audience that want to know real facts and want to like if somebody
I just got a $2 super chat from Vetful Sexel. Is that AI Fire background he calls AI slop? I think that is an AI Fire background, but he'll be like, oh, I didn't know. I don't think it's AI. People are going to say it's AI.
lies like that, then they say, okay, screw that. I'm not going to listen to this guy. He's a liar. And that's the impression that I've got.
Is that why your views have gone down? Is that the impression we're all getting about you?
From the sharp decline in views from before then to now at this point. So
Oh, we all know that when it comes to your sharp decline in views, you all complain it's because of the algorithm and you blame us because of us.
because people saw him as a fraud after that. So because I mean he is. I mean that was fraudulent. So yeah, people.
It wasn't really fraudulent. Maybe you should have actually watched the videos. He sat there and said that demand was being satiated, which is true.
We're moving on from the discourse on that. So, and like I said, once Zelda comes out, once Smash Brothers comes out, once Mario, I mean, it's going to get less and less. It's going to be less and less you're going to be able to say that, you're going to, and once again, in February, we're going to see the sales numbers. We're going to see the sales numbers in
And we all know you're not going to be honest about them. You're going to be disingenuous like always.
February. So I think that's going to be another blow. Once Smash and Zelda come out, but those games will bring controversy again. The $80 controversy will be relevant again. Yeah, true. But at the same time, you can't, that's just talking about the games. So that's just talking about that. That's not talking about the system failing and flopping and all that. Listen, controversies, there's always going to be controversy, and that's fine. I'm not talking about people are not allowed to say that they don't like $80 games. I made
Yeah, and then whenever we sit here, when anybody ever comes in and criticizes you, it doesn't even have to be about the system selling. It could be about the games. You get triggered and you tend to time people out and ban them.
videos on that. That's not
And at the same time, you do a backhanded, way of when you sit here and criticize them. You do backhanded criticisms because then you sit here and immediately start damage controlling. You try to water down the situation. You're like, oh, well, you don't have to pay 80. You can buy them used. You can do this and that. So you can sit here and claim like, oh, I criticize. You do fake criticism. You do that backhanded criticism.
bad controversy. Saying, oh, I don't like the fact that a game is censored. I don't like the fact that a game is $80. I don't like the fact that, NSO games come out so slowly. That's fair and normal critique.
I agree. We all can agree on that one. But the problem is when you sit here and say you don't like $80 games, we all know you do fake criticism. You've been exposed for it.
I think you guys are, Felipe, I think you're misunderstood what I think is grifting and what I have an issue with. Let me make sure that I'm very clear with what I have an issue with. I do not have an issue with channels bringing up legitimate, fair
Yes, you do. Because you still complain.
critique. And
You sat here and got triggered when I said that Donkey Kong Bonanza shouldn't have sold as much as it did. You got triggered over it.
normal critique. You can critique the price of games. You can critique the slow drip feed of news. You can critique first party release lineups. That's fine. I have zero issue. That's normal, healthy, good conversation within a
I would agree. and sitting here talking about how the demand has been satiated. That is completely normal to say too.
Community, whether you're positive or negative on it. What I have an issue with is the manipulation of data and sales to make something look way worse than it actually is because you have a personal
You do the opposite. You manipulate sales data to benefit you, to hype it up even more. Because it's not like you're sitting here being completely honest. You're not adding the proper context into stuff.
vendetta and because you want to make money. That is what I have an issue with.
People have been sitting here saying that stuff before Nintendo. You're only getting mad because he was getting more views. That's the only reason. Stop the cap.
I do not have an issue with people that have simple critique or normal critique on lineups, releases, whatever the case is. I have no problem with that. I do that too. I have a problem with people who don't know their head from their ass when it comes to sales numbers, never talked about sales before, never discussed.
No, you don't. You only have a problem with it because OmniArc and Nintendo were getting views. Okay, you never complain when I did it. You never complain when anybody else did it. You only complain when the other two do it. When it's OmniArc and Nintendo, that's because they were getting more views than you. That's the only reason why you're complaining.
Sales numbers before, don't give you industry-wide analysis.
Neither do you. You don't give proper analysis either.
Don't talk about PS5 sales in certain regions. Don't talk about anything, but therefore all of a sudden turned into an analyst of sales out of nowhere because they can grift and manipulate data to try to get more views on YouTube. To make
My God, you do the exact same crap. You're complaining about them doing it and then you're doing it. And they give facts and evidence to back up what they're saying.
Make something look like it's failing because you are angry with the system.
They don't have to make it look like it's failing. Nintendo did that on its own with the Wii U.
That is what I have a problem with. There are a number of content creators that do this. They take certain stories and they push it with AI slop and thumbnails as if they're some type of sales analyst, and if the whole
My guy, you do the same thing when it comes to the leaks and rumors. You and the rest of your brethren have been pushing that crap out. Do you use AI in your thumbnail? You say you don't. Okay, but that's completely irrelevant. You sit here and take the smallest little thing to push out so you can get more views. You do the same bullshit.
house is falling down when it's not, and they're liars. They manipulate data. They know who they are. They don't want to do debates on this topic. I had a debate with one guy on this topic, and his whole response to me every time was, "You didn't watch the video."
Because you didn't. If you would have watched the video, you would have known the answer. It was very obvious that you didn't watch the video. You didn't come prepared to that. The sad thing was you challenged him to that debate and you didn't even come prepared.
You didn't watch the video. And when I asked him, why don't you do this with stuff that you like? He said, maybe I will, but I don't know. I don't know. They're doing it. It's very...
He's done it before. He's done other topics besides Nintendo. And it's completely irrelevant. Some of us like to call out the bullshit. Some of us want the industry to get better.
Very cut and clear what they're doing. A grift is a grift. Now this is, and I don't want to get...
Just like with your grift. Okay, you're sitting here pushing around trying to get views also.
...into politics, and I definitely don't want to get into court proceedings, but there's this guy, there's this bald, Q-bone, Q-head looking guy named Tectone that got into a lot of legal trouble, okay? And in court, he admitted that he moved over to grifting about politics.
My guy, this is two completely different scenarios. Okay? Are you talking about a guy who went from non-politics to politics? That's completely irrelevant. OmniArc and Nintendo both were Nintendo channels. Well, I don't know about OmniArc, but they were both video game channels, so they didn't move from one genre to another. You're making a very big false comparison.
And about Hassan Piker and about this because he lost a lot of his audience. And all he did, he said, look, I lost my audience over this SA situation with this another girl. I lost a lot of my audience. And in order to cover that up, I moved over to grifting so I can make money. He admitted it. He admitted it in court. That is what that.
Okay, I don't even know about the situation you're talking about, but it's completely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now.
That is the truth. And I'm not saying that all these guys are doing the same thing as him, but what I'm saying is that that is where grifting comes from. he had to admit it in court. Why did you start making this type of content when you didn't do it before? Well, I lost a lot of.
Got another super chat, a $5 one from Vipple Player Essence. What I have a problem with is people calling me out for being disingenuous and falling for my traps of my copium coverage. Exactly. That's exactly what he's doing.
My audience because of the controversies, and I need to make money. That is the reason why they're doing this. It is not because they want to cover the industry. It is not because they are being honest with themselves. It's
Of course it is. You have no proof to back up any of that.
because they want to make money grifting. That is a business plan.
Just like your grifts, just like what you're doing with all these fake leaks and direct rumors.
It's a business plan. It's not like, oh, I truly feel this. It's, oh, I can make money doing this.
How do you know if they don't feel that? How do you know what they feel like?
Manipulating data, lying, grifting. These are the type of things. It is a business plan that has worked in politics for a very long time. And all gamers are doing, are all people that gamers are doing, all they're doing is shifting their alliances and shift so they can make they can get some of that pie. That's all.
You did the exact same thing. The reason why you don't do RPG content and you strictly do Nintendo content is only because you're getting the views. You were even called out for it, and you sat there and said, oh, well, the reason why I don't do PlayStation news is because I don't get the views for it. You are no different. You do what gets you views. That's why you're talking about the direct leaks. That's why you're always talking about the rumors, because the rest of your content doesn't get views. And then you sit here and complain on your live streams.
All they're doing, okay? So I'm not talking about everybody's like doing stuff like Tecton. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that he had to admit it in court. Yeah, people aren't watching as much. I need to make money, so this is what I did. I shifted over to this. That's what these people are doing. They couldn't make money making regular content, making normal content.
Just like you. You couldn't make money doing normal content, and you had to go and attack Nintendo. You had to sit here and literally do that type of content because you weren't getting any views.
So they shifted over to doing this when they saw that they could make money, and then they have to stick with it because that's your new audience. That's
just like you. You have to constantly talk about Nintendo in your live streams. You got to constantly talk about leaks and rumors because you know that's what gets you money. That's your grift now.
That's what this is about. That's exactly what.
Even someone sat here and said in a comment, man's got to eat. Exactly. And even if Omniarch and Attending, they're doing that type of content, you know, for views, how do you know they don't believe in what they're saying?
What this is about. And that's what these Nintendo Switch 2 grifters are doing. That's what these grifters are doing in all walks of media. You know?
My guy, you are no different than them. Honestly, you're some of the worst. Because they're not damaging a community. You actually are damaging the Nintendo community.
So that's the reality of the situation, guys. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear with that. People can clip this, put it on their channels, say whatever you want to say. I have no problem with legitimate critique. $80.
Yeah, and whenever people come in and critique anything about it, you get triggered and you sit here and time them out. So you can sit here and say, oh, I don't care about regular critique. Dude, you move the goalposts every damn time.
Games is a legitimate critique. I just critiqued $80 games just the other day. If you watch my videos, I just critiqued it. I'd be a hypocrite if I had a problem with people critiquing prices of games or release lineup, or if you're not getting this or that. That's fine. I don't have to agree with it, but that's normal stuff that we've been doing for decades. This sales grift stuff where you're sitting there and trying to act like it's not selling well and manipulating data. Oh, slow week in Japan. It was the #1 selling system in Japan. Like that.
Okay, it could be the #1 selling even if it was a slow week. I don't know what type of, I have no idea which one you're talking about, to be honest.
That type of stuff is what I say is a grift. And I will sit here and say these people, their days are numbered on stuff like that.
Just like your days are numbered. That's why your channel is still dying. You have yet to recover, and you keep pulling the same bullshit that you did last year that caused you to get into the state you're in.
You're not going to make the type of money grifting off of sales numbers. Sales grift is the highest level of money. Complaining about $80 games or complaining about release lineup or I don't have Mario right now. Like, oh my gosh, who gives a crap? Like at the end.
Many people give a crap. What are you talking about?
End of the day, like that's typical, that's normal. But when you start making it seem as if the company's in dire trouble by manipulating sales data, that stuff gets you way more views, or people aren't buying the system, or it's not selling. That stuff is way more harmful and gets way more views.
It isn't harmful. What you're doing is harmful. What is the top level is when you guys are spreading leaks and rumors like they're gospel. You guys are literally damaging the community doing that crap. You guys are giving them false hope again.
But that crumbled when Nintendo sold 10.36 million, and it's going to crumble again when Nintendo releases their latest sales data. It's gonna crumble again, you know. So yeah.
And we all know you're not going to be honest about it. You're going to be heavily disingenuous, just like you always are.
That is my thought. I want to make sure that I'm very clear with that, because I think some people think that anytime somebody criticizes Nintendo, I have a problem. Absolutely not.
Is that why you time people out and ban them all the time in your damn channel? Venom Gamer didn't bring anything up about the sales. You banned him. Did Rule 3? I think Rule 3 might have, but he also talked about other stuff that wasn't a part of the sales type stuff. You timed him out. You timed out DBZ Nation. I mean, you sit here and ban people left and right just for simple criticism.
Absolutely not. So there you go. So that type of audience don't stay long. I mean, that type of audience will stay as long as you cover the grift. But once again, your grift needs to be more ambiguous, or it needs to be factually correct.
The thing is, you keep moving the goalposts all the damn time. Last year, you were saying, oh, your days are numbered, because when the sales came out, you ain't going to be able to continue it on. Guess what? They're still making the same content. Then he's like, oh, well, there's always going to be an audience for it, so you have to keep it going. And now he's saying, oh, well, you got to keep it based in facts and reality. Why has your channel died? Because everybody knows that you're not using facts and being honest.
Correct. The problem that we saw with some of these guys is that their grift was false. They were telling us that the Switch 2's not selling, nobody's buying it, demand's been satiated, nobody cares, and then it sold 10 million. And they went into full damage control mode. Then they went into full damage, saying it's just shipped, it's just this, Nintendo's forcing retailers to buy systems, like all this nonsense.
I still have yet to see anybody say, oh, they're forcing retailers to buy units. I still wanted to see a single video from a content creator actually saying that.
Made up garbage. They went into full damage control mode because everyone called them out for being the pathological liars, manipulators that they actually are. Once again, another reason why these people don't want to do debates on sales numbers.
Well, the thing is, you're just not worth their time. Why would they? You're clearly trying to clout chase on their good name. You sat there and literally caused a wave of people to come over to Nintendo's channel and attack him. Why would he want to debate you? Literally, you're not worth his time.
Don't want to debate people that actually know the sales numbers. You don't want to debate people that are actually analyze sales numbers. You want to manipulate really stupid people that don't research, that don't know what they're
like you do. When I'm not saying everybody that watches Player Essence is stupid here, but you sit here, don't add the proper context whenever you talk about sales data. And I am going to bet 9 out of 10 times you're not going to do it on this month when it comes out. I think it's supposed to be coming out this week.
Talking about. Those are the target audience for you to make money. Really dumb people. But smart, intelligent people, smart, intelligent fan bases, you want nothing to do with those bases. And the reason why you want nothing to do with them is because those bases can call you out and call your grift. The thing about grifting is that, once again, these people,
my guy, you've been called out for your grift so many damn times, and that's why you just ban everybody. Guess what? People try to call me out for my supposable grift. I don't ban them like you do.
People that follow these grifters, they don't know. They're not smart enough to process information.
I am pretty certain that people that watch Nintendo's content know.
And what's truly right and wrong. They are easily influenced by people that speak more affluent and that sound better than they do. They're very easily manipulated. Very easily manipulated.
Like you love to do your fan base all the damn time?
These people, okay? So you have to realize is that it's easier to get these people. The grifters know this. So if you have someone that's more intelligent than they are when it comes to a certain topic, they don't want you to expose their grift in an easy way. I can easily break down things to where I can
And we've been able to easily break down what you have to say. Okay, you are good at manipulating things to fit your narrative. We've all seen that.
explain it to you like it's like you're a 5-year-old. That's what I would do. If I had a debate with some of these grifter channels when it comes to sales numbers.
My guy, plenty of people have challenged you to a debate and you ran away and hid. Okay, you only want to have a debate with like Nintendo because you want to clout chase on his good name. That's the only reason. You're not interested in really having an open and honest conversation or open and honest debate. All you want to be able to do is clout chase on his name and then try to get a gotcha so you could be like, oh, see, because that's all you have. You can't sit here and debate anybody logically, so then you usually have to sit here and go like to attack mode like you always do.
I'd explain it to everybody. If we have like a dual stream and where everybody can watch, I'd explain it like you're 5 years old. And I'd be very calm about it. I'd be very cool and collected about it. If
he will, until towards the end. Then he sits here and usually loses it, like he did with me and like he did with Omniarch.
we were talking about some of the top grifters here with the sales numbers, you know?
Oh, see, now he's changing the thing. All the top grifters.
And I'd explain it to everybody like they're 5, okay? And that would shatter their grift. That would lose them a lot of fans.
How do you know? You sat here supposedly destroyed me. I didn't lose a lot of people. I gained people from that.
That would lose them a lot of fans. So they don't want to do that. They don't want any part of that. And I've emailed them. Shout outs to Omniarch. Shout outs to him. He did come on and talk about it. But I mean, I think it was
which you absolutely embarrassed yourself in front of everybody.
Very obvious what he was doing because he refused.
And it was very obvious you had no idea what you were talking about.
Uses to make negative videos on what he actually likes. So clearly it's bias. We expose that is very biased. He will not make negative videos on things that he likes. He will, even though there's negative information, if there's negative sales numbers, bad news, if he likes it, he'll probably.
He covers stuff that's not Nintendo. That's what you don't understand. Maybe you need to actually go watch his damn stuff.
Not make a video on it. Probably not, because he likes it and he doesn't want to shed a bad light on what he likes, or he feels like it won't make money. But stuff that he doesn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in on that, you know? So we've already exposed some of that, right? When we had that Omniarch debate. When it comes to other people,
you didn't expose anything. The only thing that you exposed was you had no idea what you were talking about. That's why you embarrassed yourself in that damn debate.
People, once again, they don't want to debate because it'll get rid of their grift. It will expose their grift to their audience and they will get less and less views. And they'll probably, obviously it'll prop my channel up more. They don't want that. So
of course, but it's not going to prop your channel up. The people that watch him, they're not going to magically like you. You do understand that, right?
That's the reason why they don't want to talk about it like that. The reason why I haven't been able to debate anybody on the sales stuff. Nobody wants to. Even the people that agree with him, I've said, hey, look, come through, talk about it. They don't want to talk about it at all either. And when they do, look at what happened. We had guys like Rule of 3 come here. We had
who absolutely destroyed you.
Had other guys come here and they were here for November when the VG charts numbers, and then what happened in December? They disappeared.
Okay, I don't have any proof behind this, but I've had people reach out to me and say that they've tried to talk to Player Essence and he just ignores them. So whenever someone says something negative in his live stream, he just ignores it. I don't know how true that is, but I have been hearing that from people. So that could be the reason why. Maybe if you stop banning people and timing people out, more people would actually show up.
I have not seen that guy since we got the sales numbers. Since we got the sales numbers for the US, and we got the sales numbers for Japan, he disappeared. He just disappeared.
He just disappeared.
I called, by the way. I called. I said, yo, I bet you anything when we get the sales numbers updated, these guys are going to just disappear. And
well, my guy, when you ban people and time them out all the time, no wonder they disappear.
They disappeared. They don't want to talk sales numbers. They randomly don't want to talk sales numbers anymore. You know? So you guys got to keep that in mind. That's the audience that they're speaking to. They're speaking to a very gullible, low IQ, low audience. And they know that they can manipulate. You got, like I said, good manipulators.
All the people, if you're watching that, watching Nintendo, I don't think you're low IQ. This is just a way for him to deflect to make himself feel better.
A lot of these content creators, very good at manipulating data, very good at manipulating
Like you.
people, you know? And it's easy to do. We've seen it on a large scale, right? Like it's and this is a small scale. Video games, Nintendo Switch 2 sales, like nobody gives a crap in the world. Like with everything that's happening in the world,
You somehow give a crap.
who gives a crap about Nintendo Switch 2 sales? Like barely anybody. Nobody cares. Like there's a lot more serious issues that are happening, right? So they can manipulate a small group of people, relatively speaking, on this platform.
Okay, I'm so glad I'm done with him. For the last video, it will be.
Well,
I think it's
folks,
Prime. Yep, it'll be Nintendo Prime Primey. Alrighty, let's get into the chats so we can sit there. Hold on, real quick. Let me read off the remaining of the chats. See what you guys had to say. Probably gonna be bad. It always is. There we go. Oh, we got Sea Stars Pipple up in here. Finally, you showed up. You missed your favorite Dreamcast guy. Oh, we got a lot of them here. Alrighty, the real Charmander. Imagine all the good things that Player Essence and Harmon Smith could do with all their energy they spew into defending Nintendo. Missed opportunity, so sad. Very true. OmniArc stated himself that he wanted his channel to be a Call of Duty channel, then changed his mind because that's his channel and is still gaming related. Very true. Wow, he's crashing out hard. He always does. This guy crashed out daily just like Harmon. Yes, he does. Almost he's confirming that the origin of their term of grifter comes from right-wing grifters. Yep. Exposed. Yep. It might be exhausting to be this emotional, Player Essence. Oh, it is. That dip in Kirby's head, though, I know, right? Tectone was not a court for SA. He was at a court for a civil matter. Oh, okay. I do not know what that's about. I really don't. Poor Kirby, poor Kirby. I just noticed the Kirby. Yep, I felt Jesus Christ, everything about the Kirby. Who cares if there's no new Mario, says the Nintendo fan. I know, right? It's a side effect from listening to all this all day. Yep. Player Essence is a condescending person. Yes, he is. Essence of Trash, this is just pathetic. Yep. Does he use Kirby for a punching bag? I think he does. I hope not. Me too. Him and Harmon are so weird. Yes, they are. They need to leave Pikachu and Kirby alone. I know, right? Player Essence, look at you. You're damage controlling yourself right now. True. Christ, this man needs a hobby. May I suggest playing video games, not sales numbers? I know, right? Player Essence is just mad because other content creators are making better sales videos than him, and that's why his channel is in a decline. Very true. Stupid people like you, Player Essence. Yep. Why would anyone debate with Player Essence since he would act civil? He even confirmed in one of his streams. Very true. This guy needs to reevaluate why he's not doing well and do some soul searching. Very true. Well, I guarantee you, Water Demon Girl, it has a lot to do with spreading around those fake leaks and rumors. That is what I think has a lot to do with it. I'm not even surprised Player Essence has a reputation of being hypocritical and condescending. He was the same way during the Wii U days. I wish I would have had a channel back then. So he's calling people stupid, then cry that he's not more successful. I know he does do that a lot. Huge Nintendo Direct update, guys. Even though it's not factual information, I don't grift, I promise. I know, right? See, Player Essence is showing his condescending characteristic traits. Yep. Player Essence, the master manipulator that is so scared of debating. I know, right? Isn't that what he's gonna do? And that's why he's gonna cover sports now, because his channel is bleeding viewership? Yep. Well, he claims because he's tired of all the negativity, but we all know the real reason why. The Switch 2 was doing so good. Why would Nintendo YouTubers like Arlo say that Nintendo's November was bad? It ain't just Arlo. I said it. Nintendo said it. Even his brethren said it. Nintendo Prime said it. Which, Prime, you need a haircut. I'm looking at the screen. You do need a haircut, man. I have nothing to say other than it's just hopeless damage control. Like, shut up and cut the crap. Yep. Keep glazing yourself. Exactly. How long ago was that debate he had with Omni? It was a long time ago. Player Essence really likes the sound of his own voice. Yes, he does. To be honest, I don't trust Arlo. He sometimes switch up his opinions and make things up sometimes. Okay, I understand. He just disappear. Oh, stop the bullshit, Player Essence. I know, right? The tending is awesome. No debate. I agree. Sorry I'm late, Vigilant. It's okay, C-Stars Piplup. I'm glad Prime's kid is doing better. Oh, so am I. You know, I've been trying really hard not to cover Prime, Chaos Raziel, but when he did this type of video, I had no choice. When he keeps doing the same crap he did last year, and then he attacked us and made us seem like we were grifters and everything, you know, no, it was wrong. And then the video after this one, he literally confirms it. He says the reason why he's calling things leaks instead of rumors is because he has bills to pay. He literally says it. There's a lot of issues around the world, yet doesn't talk about it. True. Why calling people stupid and thinking that's a good business model? I know, right? Why are Nintendo Switch 2 sales unmatched? I have no idea. ABS, the problem I got with Player Essence is we basically were provided context, information, and receipts from you, Nintendo, Omniarch, and others, while he is having issues on what others. I agree. Or what others have done. Yep. I'm tempted to start a debate channel just to give people a neutral ground to discuss and let the people decide. There you go, Hylian Bowl. That would be great. Who cares if Player Essence milks the same old viewers for tips to keep the channel going? He literally made a village for members to support and defend him. That's true, Metagaming Dojo. Fuck Nintendo Prime. Can't stand this guy. I understand. Like I said, I am trying so hard not to cover him because of what's going on. But when he does videos like this, he provokes me into doing it. And I just have no choice to do it. But let's get into it.
We're getting a second video from me today because I couldn't wait until tomorrow to talk about this. And we're
Prime, you should have waited. There was no need. This is a nothing burger, what you're about to report on. It's ridiculous.
definitely going to be talking about this on tonight's live stream as well. So this is wild. All right.
Well, get on with it, please.
What we're about to talk about in this video is true, everyone's going to be extremely happy.
Really? Come on. You've been on internet for how long? You're going to say everybody's going to be extremely happy? It is impossible to make everybody happy, Primey.
I think.
Yeah, you think, come on, her. You know damn well not everybody's going to be happy.
I mean, I guess predicting the happiness of the internet's nearly impossible, but I was turned on to something that I didn't realize happened today by a person has had some stuff come true, an insider,
and he didn't even leak anything. He never even gave a release date or when it was going to happen, what month, what season.
I would argue that what they just talked about, what we're talking about in this video, this is reputation defining.
It shouldn't. If there somehow turns out to be a general direct this month, that was pure luck, because he never once stated it was going to be this month. He never stated next month. He never stated what season it was going to be in.
Like, if this is incorrect, I will basically never cover them again.
But you're the one that's projecting that he's the one that's correct. You're the one, literally, you'll see in a little bit. I'm trying not to ruin it for you guys. But literally, you're the one that projected. He never once stated when the direct was even going to happen. He just said there was going to be a general direct, which any of us can predict something like that. I guarantee you, if we were all to make a wager right now that this year alone we'll have a Nintendo Direct, everybody would agree with it. I don't think a single person would say no, Nintendo is going to go all 2026 without a general direct.
This is wild. This is why you should absolutely be skeptical about.
Yes, you should. Not about what he said, about what Primey's saying.
There being a partner showcase. And yes, folks, a general direct coming shortly after it.
No, there's nowhere near where it says that is shortly after. But you know they're going to move the goalposts. They're going to be like, oh, well, next month is shortly after.
But I just want to throw out there that if they're right, they also deserve all of the flowers.
No, because they didn't get anything right. They didn't say when it was going to be. That is you projecting.
Folks, we all know about the partner showcase coming next week. Now, it hasn't been officially announced yet, so we're still talking about rumors of a rumor, right? But Nate the Hate, Video Game Chronicle.
Pretty much. No, those aren't rumors. Those are the leaks at the most part. Come on. At this point, you're already calling it leaks. Just call it a leak.
Attack the Backlog, Nash Riedel, Switch Force, a bunch of people who are fairly reliable have all come together and essentially corroborated that there will be a partner showcase next week. And when that happens, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Like, if you're doubting a partner showcase next week, it's kind of a fool's errand. I know nothing.
I agree. But if you are expecting a general direct shortly after, it is a fool's errand also.
Nothing's official till it's announced. Nintendo can change their mind. They can move things around, yada, yada, yada. But let's just be honest. Look, directs end up leaking usually a week or so before every single time. And they usually ends up being pretty accurate. When Nate the Hate speaks up about directs and it's this close to one, things usually don't change. So barring any unforeseen.
Well, he's been right most of the time. And are you chewing? I always wonder, every time I see you talk, that is a great thumbnail. Oh my God, is that going to be an amazing thumbnail? I know what I'm going to use for you, Primey.
Natural disasters or real world bullshit going on. There should be a partner showcase next week, Thursday on February 5th. And we're excited about that. We're very excited about that. I already made a whole video on it and I'm really excited. And I am really going to be going all out for that direct. Right, with a bonus podcast episode even.
Oh, I bet you are, because you're chasing the views. I get it. Your rent's due. You got bills to pay. I understand. But you criticized us so much last year for calling us grifters, sitting here saying, oh, we're doing it for the money. We're trying to get views. You made it seem like you were so much better than all of us that you didn't have to stoop down to what we were doing. And now what you're doing is worse. You are taking a simple tweet. You are reaching far beyond what you should be reaching for. And you're literally at this point just making stuff up to fit a narrative to get you more views.
But what if that's not the only direct in February? And no, we have the Pokemon Presents. I talked about that earlier today in a prior video. Yeah, there'll be a Pokemon Presents. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about a big general direct shortly after.
And this is you making it up. This is you adding to it. Just wait till you guys see the tweet. Literally, nowhere does it show that there is supposed to be another a general direct in the month of February. If anything, if you want to interpret it, okay, I don't want to ruin it. I've already said too much.
After the partner showcase, maybe as soon as the week after, if not the week after that, the third week of February. And I was turned on to this by a friend of the channel, Andres Restart. Andres Restart put up this video that I was watching while I was dealing with some in real life stuff. And holy crap. Thank you, sir. Because I wasn't aware of this, even though
You should not be thanking him. Because literally he's setting you up for failure right now. You and Andre should be ashamed of yourselves what you're doing in the Nintendo community.
Probably should have been. I just was away from the computer. So, friend of the channel, Attack the Backlog, put up a post. And this is the post right here. Do business partners really travel alone? And it's showing Cloud, which this could be teasing Final Fantasy.
Which that teasing, that could be a fair assessment. They've just released Final Fantasy VII Remake. We know that Rebirth is supposed to come to the Switch too. So saying that in the Partner Direct, it is a very, or Partner Showcase, it is a very possible thing for them to actually show. That is very true. Okay, I can give him this one, but wait till he shows you the next damn one.
Or whatever, maybe Rebirth or something being in the Partner Showcase. Some of us kind of expect that to be the case. It's already been teased heavily by Square Enix, so wouldn't really be surprising. In fact, there's even rumors out there that it's going to be releasing this summer. So it would make a lot of sense to be announced now if it's going to be a summer release. So sure, do business partners really travel alone? Now, Attack the Backlog, I've known him for a bit now. He is a really nice guy. He was on Andres Restart's podcast.
It would not surprise me if he was told something else behind closed doors.
Or whatever last night. He's been on our show. The guy's been right. He hasn't put a lot out into the universe, but every time he puts things out in the universe, he's been right. Now, you might be looking at that and going, well, okay, he's not really, maybe he's teasing a general direct there, but it's not really.
How is that teasing? It literally says Partner Showcase. What does that say? Teasing general direct. How can anybody come to that conclusion just by looking at that one image? Now, he's probably teasing that Final Fantasy Rebirth is going to be at this Partner Showcase. It makes sense. That is a very fair thing to critique. That is something that most people would try to guess.
It's kind of cryptic, right? Well,
it's not cryptic.
To show something that isn't so cryptic. And it does.
Oh, it is very cryptic because you add shit to it.
Come from Nash Weed.
Or wait, no, it's not cryptic. You just make up stuff to fit a narrative so you can get more views. That's what you're doing.
And I want to note, while Nash Weedle got a bunch of stuff right last year, he's also sometimes gotten things wrong. And I got to be honest, this is a fairly big shot in the dark he's doing. And I say shot in the dark because if he's just making it up, he's basically staking the entire reputation he has as an insider.
He ain't making nothing up. He literally is showing that there is a possibility of a direct. Doesn't say when. It doesn't say what season, what month, or anything. He doesn't even say what year.
On something like this, that if he's wrong, people will no longer care what Nash Weedle has to say.
And it will be a shame because you are pushing that on him and other people. If you got this from Andre Restart, then Andre Restart was pushing it on. It wasn't like he said this. So if this doesn't turn out to be true, you're just setting this up for your deflection moment is all you're doing. You're just going to point blame to him when it's not, it's you.
So this is a reputation staking move. So we go back to this post to see Attack the Backlog do business partners travel alone. Now Attack the Backlog and Nash Weedle do talk to each other. They've been on several podcasts.
Okay, get
together.
on with it. We
so
get it.
Nash Weedle quote tweets Attack the Backlog and completes the photo saying, with the Switch 2, we'll walk hand in hand.
There you go. How does that point to a general direct happening right after the partner showcase? This could mean that they're finally coming back together since Final Fantasy VII wasn't on the Nintendo platform. If anything, if you would have just said this could point to a general direct for Mario Day, I wouldn't even be making this video because that would make more sense. But you are trying to push a narrative that is going to happen in February just so you can get views. You don't care how badly you're damaging the community right now.
And the key thing is the imagery. Okay.
No, it's not. The key thing is what you're saying.
Imagery. It's not just Mario and Cloud walking together. That could just be whatever, right? Nintendo and Final Fantasy coming back together. It's the fact that the images of the partner showcase are still there above Cloud, but then a general Nintendo Direct logo is above Mario.
Yes, he probably is saying there's going to be a general direct. That is obvious. We all know a general direct is coming, but trying to push it out there because you know that most people do not want the partner showcase. They want a general direct. So you are banking that it's going to be February because you're just trying to hype it all up because you know it's going to get you views.
Now, from here, it's all speculation, right? From this point, it's very clear this is a tease of obviously the partner showcase next week, followed quickly by a general Nintendo Direct. That seems to be the tease. But from here, this is where the speculation begins. Like, Mario is the general mascot for Nintendo. So as the general mascot for Nintendo, it could mean nothing that Mario himself is in that photo.
Exactly. I use Mario all the damn time when I'm making fun of Nintendo.
Because it could just be, hey, Mario's, we're bringing in the general direct from Nintendo. Mario is just a representation of Nintendo. And that does make a lot of sense. After all, again, he is the official mascot for Nintendo. But it also is still Mario's 40th anniversary. At least Nintendo is celebrating it through the release of the Super Mario Bros.
Okay. If there's somehow in this year, I do think it's a possibility that a 3D Mario will get announced. But I seriously doubt that it's going to release this year. I just don't think it's going to release actually this year. Got no proof to back that up. That's just my personal opinion. Unlike you, Primey, I'm actually giving a personal opinion and not trying to force it onto someone else like you're doing with Nash Weedle.
Movie, technically the 40th anniversary was last September. So what if this image right here is actually teasing a 3D Mario reveal?
It could. See, that is actually a fair analysis, but you're pushing that it might become in February. That's where the problem is lying.
I'm not saying that's for sure what's going on here. For the sake of Nash Weedle, just having a general direct happen shortly after the partner showcase, kind of creating, well, as Andres Restart put it, a Nintendo Direct sandwich. And you can kind of see how that works. We had the Tamagotchi Direct, partner showcase, and then the general direct. Or if you just want to look at the top and bottom bun and say it's the partner showcase and the general direct, I don't really care. However you want to look at it, it's 4 directs in like the span of 4 weeks. Because they also had the...
Yeah, and 2 of the directs were completely pointless. That is literally, the directs aren't even becoming popular really anymore. They're getting watered down when you literally just had 2 directs that were completely pointless and didn't add nothing. Literally, people are going to get less and less excited over time if Nintendo doesn't stop doing that.
The Mario Galaxy Direct. This to me is blowing my mind right now. Like it almost
Well, of course it does, because you keep making stuff up and interjecting it so you can help push a narrative to get more views.
has me speechless. Now, if it is teasing 3D Mario for the General Direct, that is insane. I'm on record saying I didn't think 3D Mario is
That is more possible than it coming in February.
coming until 2028. I know a ton of people believe it's coming this year, if not the latest next year. And you know what? You might be right. I'm okay eating crow on that. I'm okay being wrong. There's people that have literally said I'm not a Nintendo fan because I'm saying 2028.
Trust me, I believe you're a Nintendo fan. There's no doubt about it. That is another awesome thumbnail right there.
It's okay if I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. My analysis is just an analysis. It's an opinion. It is not a fact, okay?
Then why are you not giving Nash Weedle the same treatment? Why are you sitting here saying, oh, if it doesn't come true, if there is no direct right after the partner showcase, I would never cover him again? He didn't even say that. You pushed that on there.
I want 3D Mario. Hell, I wanted it last year. I thought there was even an outside shot. It could have been holiday game last year, and then it just never happened. So sure, the big new 3D Mario might be being teased here by Nash Weedle. But even if that's not what's happening, the exciting part is the tease of the general Nintendo Direct.
Okay, you know what? Here, I'm going to tease a direct right now. I promise you there will be a direct in fall, either in September or fall. I promise you there will be a general direct. Is anybody going to make anything off of me saying that, teasing a general direct? No, because it's a given.
That is what matters. He is very obviously, very clearly doing that, leaking the fact that there's going to be a direct. Now, I call it a leak.
It don't take much to be a leak, my guy. It doesn't take much. Everybody knows there's going to be a general direct sometime this year. He didn't even say when.
It's a rumor. If it ends up becoming true, in hindsight, it
My guy, you need to do something about your screen. There's like some ghosting going on when it was showing that image of the Final Fantasy character I finally noticed.
was a leak. But he's the only person doing it. It's not Nash Weedle. You could argue Attack the Backlog and him maybe work together on this. You know, after all, Attack the Backlog did drop the
Most likely either that or Nash Weedle saw it and sat here, decided to Photoshop it or something. That is a possibility too.
original image here with just Cloud.
Because the original image doesn't really look like that Cloud is trying to hold hands with somebody.
So it's possible they work together on this. So Attack the Backlog might have some attachment to this. But the point is that this isn't coming from Nate the Hate, who's obviously the most reliable. This isn't coming from VGC. This isn't coming from Jeff Grubb. This isn't coming from any of the usual suspects besides Nash Weedle, who we've been giving some credit for some of the stuff last year. But Nash Weedle does have a spotty track record at times. He hasn't been quite as spotty with Nintendo Direct stuff in terms of like when it's going to happen.
Doesn't matter if he hasn't been spotty with it or not. If he's been spotty about other stuff. But the thing is, if it doesn't come true, I'm not going to let you tarnish that man's name because he didn't even say when it was going to be.
But you know, oftentimes you can predict when Nintendo Directs are going to happen. It's not hard, except for like the entire last year and a half. Nintendo has not been doing directs on schedule outside of the September General Direct last year. They really.
And I'll admit, it makes it more fun when they don't sit here and do, when they do it all random, it kind of is fun. I just wish they would give you more than a 24-hour damn notice.
Have not been on schedule. In fact, Nintendo's been doing more directs than ever before. And
that's the problem, Nate. I understand. I don't know why I called you by your first name. Primey, that is the problem. They're literally watering down directs. They're getting less and less exciting. When you get a direct where they drop a 5-minute trailer of Mario Galaxy, they didn't need a direct. But Nintendo knew it would generate more hype, so they sat here and pushed it out. Then you got the damn Tamagotchi Life. There was no need for an actual direct. They could have just done an overview trailer. Okay, I'm literally not that excited for this partner showcase because of those last two directs.
They, outside of like the dedicated game ones, feel very sporadic, whether it's partner showcases or indie worlds or full-on directs. Like they're kind of all over the place. Hell, last year they had a Switch 1 Direct and a Switch 2 General Direct, both of them being general Nintendo Directs in less than a week apart. That is insane. Nintendo's never done anything like that before. And now here we stand with a partner.
And no, is that why you keep speculating right now, pushing this narrative on Nash Weedle?
Showcase next week. Now, that does mean that a General Direct could happen in the second week of February. A little weird, Mario Tennis comes out that week, so then I think, well, maybe it's the third week, but then we have Virtual Boy. But then maybe they want it to be the same week as Mario Tennis. They have done General Directs the same week as game releases. They might not just do it on the day of the game's release. Maybe they do it on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Or hell, maybe they're doing
Maybe they're going to do it on Mario Day.
it on a Thursday. Hell, maybe at the end of the partner showcase, they tease the next Direct. Okay,
Okay, let's be honest. Yeah, Primey, that's pushing it right there. Even you're realizing that.
that's more hopium than I'm willing to give.
This whole thing is hopium. The whole thing is pure hopium.
Nintendo doesn't really do that, and they only give 24 hours notice on partner showcases and general directs. So I do not suspect the partner showcase is going to come and tease a general directs on the way. That said, if Nash Weedle's right, one, I'm giving him all the flowers. I'm not going to say he's the greatest.
Even if it comes true, you can't give him the flowers because he didn't say when. You're the one that's pushing this narrative.
Insider ever. That's Nate the Hate. I'm not even going to say that he jumps ahead of Video Game Chronicle and Andy Robinson, but I am going to say we got to pay a hell of a lot more attention to him if he's right about this, because
what is he going to be right about? Literally, what is he going to be right about? He didn't say when the damn Direct was going to happen. That's you projecting it. You're literally painting this narrative so you can get more views.
he's calling the shot. And I know it could be a guess. I get it, and he might just get lucky. But it's hella lucky to get right about another Direct happening in the month of February.
He didn't say the month of February. Where does it say the month of February?
After a partner showcase Direct, and when we know Pokemon Presents, likely with Gen 10 Pokemons at the end of the month. Nintendo.
If they literally do a general Direct and the Pokemon thing this month, that's too many damn Directs and showcases in 1 month. Literally, people are not going to get excited anymore over them.
Could very easily not announce anything else beyond those two events next month, and it will be just fine until we get to March. When we get to March, yeah, sure, maybe a general Direct then, right? But if that general Direct is next month, I gotta give Nash.
Even if it's in April, you got to give him credit. It could be in June, you got to give him credit technically. He never once even stated it.
Gotta give Nash some credit here. So, what I obviously want to do is throw it to you guys. I want to know what you guys think about all this. It is.
I dropped a comment in your damn thing and you didn't even respond back. So don't even, you're just trying to get your video pushed out there. That's all it is. That's why if you look at his videos, these are the ones do phenomenally better.
It's fine to be skeptical. It is fine if you don't believe Nash Weedle.
No, it's not that we don't believe Nash Weedle. We don't believe your ass.
Hell, call him a liar if you want.
No, you're the one that's lying.
I don't really care. Because in the end, to me, as someone who covers leaks and rumors and all this, this is quite literally a reputation defining move.
No, because it does. If he would have put February, or if he would have said March, or he would have said there was an actual 3D Mario coming, then I would give you that. But it literally says nothing. Nothing. And you're sitting here saying, calling him a liar. You're the one that's projecting it out there.
Because if he's wrong, I will not be covering Nash Weedle rumors anymore.
My guy, you shouldn't even be covering leaks and rumors, period, because you're not good at it.
But if he's right, wow. And the thing is,
you want to know the thing is? I don't even know who Nash Weedle really is. But the thing is, I know, now I'm just repeating Primey at this point. The thing is, if this does not pan out and he gets all that negativity, you know it's going to be your fault, right? You caused it. And Andre Restart.
if he is right, and there is a general Direct coming, do you think he's teasing 3D Mario? Or do you think he's just putting Mario in there as the general mascot for Nintendo?
It could be either or. I put Mario in my thumbnails all the damn time. Do you think I'm teasing a Direct?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I do know we need dates. We need dates for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
Very true. But they don't really need to do Directs for that. They could just release a trailer. They've done it for other stuff.
We need dates for Fire Emblem. We need to find out if Splatoon Raiders is coming out this year.
See, the reason why I don't think there's going to be a general Direct in February was because why would they just drop the trailer of Super Mario Wonder? Why wouldn't they wait for the Direct in February to literally drop the damn release date? Why wouldn't they wait till then?
So we need stuff. The Dust Bloods can happen at the partner showcase, but all this first party stuff, we need dates.
Yes, we do. And you need it for the views. That's why you want this general Direct so damn bad. The views have been drying up. Even for my videos, the views have been drying up. I'm not going to complain about it. It is what it is.
And that's before you get into new announcements. Well, we'll see what happens. You guys let me know how you feel about all this. I got to go edit this video and get it out. If you enjoyed this, we're on our road to 200,000 subscribers.
I did not enjoy it. Now, please, people, do not send any hate. I don't need to hear Primey down in my comments saying, oh, because of you, I'm getting slander again. We don't need that. Do not hate him. Oh. All right. I don't know why I did that one. But that is all, guys. That is all the salt we got. I will gladly read off the chats real quick for the comments. Let me grab my trusty phone. All righty. Let's look it up real quick. Let's see if you guys agree with me, because I haven't been watching your stuff. Okay. Attending is awesome. No debate. True. Sorry. Oh, wait. I already read that one. All righty. There we go. Get on with it. He looks like he's crying. I know, right? In the words of Mighty Python, Primey, get on with it. I know, right? Out with it, Mick Pork. Caesar's Pimple, that's so mean. Angry Vigilante Show. Discover Prime. He enjoys it. Not big deal. Yeah, I don't think you understand. No, he does not. He did not like it the last time I covered him. He was pissed. Get on with it. I agree. Even if there is a direct this month, which I doubt there will be, it's just going to be another train wreck. I think, I don't really think the last General Direct was that much of a train wreck. I got super excited for Fire Emblem because I love RPGs. Too bad they can't put Tekken on the Switch too. I know, right? Maybe one day. There will be a direct this year, guys. Exactly. Nintendo needs you to buy more annoying plastic talking flowers. Also, why does everyone have a fire background behind them? I don't know. I wanted the same thing. See, if I was him, I would have been doing some like Nintendo trailers or something. I would have had that in the background instead. I would have had some gameplay in the background of something, not the fire. Why does this dude look like he's trying to be a Nintendo preacher and have Nintendo fanboy church praising Nintendo? Because he does. Nintendo consume. Exactly. Give us our flowers if we happen to be right on a gamble or a guess. Exactly. ABS. He always make a podcast after directs. I know he does. Don't ask questions. Just open your mouth and consume our products and stupid, worthless trash, and then get excited for our next pointless waste of money product trash. Exactly. Definition of jumping the gun. Why do they do this? Because it gets them views. That's all they care about. They don't care about the backlash. Well, they will when they start getting there. Like, you guys are just being unreasonable here. Why wait till it's announced? I know, right? UG, so true. Consume your talking wallets. I know, right? Daddy Nintendo is like God to them. Yes, he is. A big general direct that is just going to be a massive dumpster fire. Maybe, you never know. Switch to hype train makes people consume, creating record-breaking sales. Nintendo realizes they need to make more big hit games and now no games for their exhausting Switch 2 player base. Exactly. Prime praised the Nintendo Lord. We got to consume. Exactly. Caesar's Pip-Up, that is not nice. I am not going to read that first part. You and the other fanboys should be ashamed to what you all did to Nintendo community. It is nothing but trash dump with damage controlling fanboys like you and Player Essence. Exactly. I will never take what they say seriously, especially after Beat 'em Ups did that social experiment he did with the Nintendo rumors. Unless it comes from Daddy Nintendo themselves, I do not trust them. I understand. And the thing is, there are ways to talk about leaks and rumors. Like, he could have literally done a video saying, yeah, I think there might be a general direct. Looks like maybe he's hinting at 3D Mario. He could have done all that, but no. The way he did it, he knows what he's doing. Didn't like beat 'em ups before. Don't like him after. He's still the worst. Him and RGT85. I understand that. The reason why beat 'em ups was so much worse was because how much hype was put behind it. But at least like Prime and them had something to go off of because they were repeating what Beat 'em Ups was saying. Beat 'em Ups wasn't vague. The problem is this Nash Weedle guy is being vague about it. So they're literally just jumping to the conclusion and trying to fill in the gaps that's going to get them the most views. I don't mind a partner showcase or a general direct. I will take either. I understand, J Biggs. Beat 'em Up said in his Legends ZA video that he was going to keep buying every new Pokemon game. That does not surprise me. Tell you all you need to know. Exactly. The 40th anniversary was nothing but a disaster dumpster fire full of anti-consumer bullshit. I agree. More like a rotating piece of trash sandwich. Stop the bullshit, Primey. Exactly. Starting to lose faith in humanity. I've lost faith in humanity a long time ago. Loser Prime, my homie. I know, right? You brought all of his nonsense upon yourself, Primey. Exactly. Haha, I booed him when I saw that picture. Oh, I bet. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't do anything very mean and give us nothing. I know, right? Man, every freeze frame of Prime looks like he's going to take a big bite. I know, right? I hope Nintendo proves him wrong so he can boo him later. Or so we can boo him later. Exactly. I feel like these Nintendo fanboys don't play video games. I don't think they do either. AVS, I'm honestly not looking forward to both the Directs and Pokemon Direct because of the key cards that may show on the Direct. The Pokemon Presents, since Scarlet and Violet and Legend ZA problems, what they don't. This one sells OxyClean on the side. I know, right? I say that because these fanboys always complaining about making up lies. Oh, they do. Life support Prime, I know, right? Willing to spread lies to get the views and subs. Our Gen 10 and remakes are going to do with lore, story, characters, villains, designs, and other because of what happened to Legend ZA and Scarlet Violet. I have no idea. Billy May 8 jar from Subway. That's mean. OxyClean, yep. Dude crying about other grown men. What a creep. They don't like you, Prime. Prime be glazing. Yes, he does. Prime been eating his super chats. Oh, that's not nice. Come on. You'd think he could use some mighty putty to fix all these leaks. That's a good one. That was a good one. Are you auditioning to become a projector, Primey? Because if I see them, the movie theater down the street is looking for one like you. But am I wrong? Is it me or does it make it seem like he's literally projecting on what Nash Weedle tweeted? Not bad. Yep, 65 people. Oh, that's great. I don't send hate anymore to people. Just keep expectations low. I agree. Prime has family health issues. I can only make fun of his Nintendo obsessions. No hate. I do too. I do it too. One bony view. ABS is right. Like especially some of the games that Prime mentions can have regular trailers with release dates. The only thing too is the video from Prime is giving me red flags, and I have. Yes, it does. Only thing I'm expecting this month is the Pokemon Day Direct. I'm expecting that in the partner showcase. Concerns for Nash Weedle and others he mentioned on the video and the backlash they're probably going to face. Oh, you know they're going to, Elemental Hero. If none of that comes true, they're going to get so much backlash. Below the camera views, Nintendo Prime's wearing spandex. Hyperstar Cage, are you a Rosalina fan too? Oh, maybe. Who you said? Yeah, maybe they are. Well, guys, that is all the salt I had for you guys today. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys so very much for coming through. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for the members who came through. And listen, next week on the live stream, I was given 3 Steam keys for that game, Mako Corium. The developers reached out to me. They loved how the game was pushed out. They appreciate everything. It was trending on Twitter and it exceeded their expectations for the early release. So as a thank you, they reached out to me, gave me 3 Steam keys, and I will be randomly giving them away next week on the live stream. So making sure you guys show up. You know, nobody has to be subscribed. All you got to do is come in, drop a comment, and I will be able to gather them all to give them away. But thank you guys very much, and I hope you guys have a great day.
I'm the angry vigilante here to fight the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Solve content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil. You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're holding salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilantes calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Homelessness lost in Nintendo's dream, delusional faith blinded by the gleam. cause, but his blind devotion's just breaking laws. Player SS brings no honor or pride, throws family shade when he's running to hide. No integrity, just bitterness and spite, but the vigilante's here to set it right. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. Cast guys, fake words can't hold the line. Sony fanboys smoke, but his reviews don't shine. Switch for shields, the corporate game, selling hype and spin while we call out the shame. Dark trays and Nintendo fanboys stuck on repeat, says the same old lines like a broken beat. Recycling words, no fresh inside, but we break through the noise and bring the fight. We're hunting salty tears, tearing down the walls. Fanboys falling fast, hear the vigilante's calls. No fake reviews, no corporate lies, just truth and fire burning in our eyes. If you're tired of fake, if you're done with the spin, join the fight, let the real talk begin. We're here for the truth, no need to hide, so make sure to like and subscribe.